Oh, there we go. Okay, that's the right button. Wow, I was just talking away, chat. How's it going? How's it going? Wow, today has been not busy for me. It's a bit wild. Hold on, I'm still setting one more thing up. How's everyone doing today? How's it going? How's it going? Let me just finish booting this one thing up here, and then we can get going on Magic the Gathering. And we're gonna play it. This is not Anime Wednesday, because I'm not a weeb. So, we're gonna play, Magic. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it to it. Alright, I think people said that right here is the best place to stand. Probably make myself a little smaller would help. And now, we play the game. Oh, no, not Europa Universalis! Sorry, I was playing Europa Universalis 4 last night, as you can see here. It was Magic the Gathering Arena, and that's in Steam, right? Oh, no, it's not in Steam. It's its own client. Why? Ugh. Jeez. It's its own client. Alright, alright. I see. Oh, there's people laughing outside my window. That's creepy. Sound, please? Sound? Hello? Sound? Sound? Hi? There we go. Okay. We have banned standard cards. The following cards have been added to the standard ban list. The Meat Hood Massacre. 2 death, 1 X. Or X, I guess. When Meat Hook Massacre enters the battlefield, each creature gets -X until the end of turn. So X is unlimited, right? Mana. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, you gain 1 life. Whoa. So for 4 mana, you can just reduce the entire field to nothing. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, it's an enchantment. Oh, God. Alright, cool. Well, that's banned, but I didn't have it anyway. Oh, what's this? Banned historic cards. The following cards have been added to the historic ban list. Oh my God, these look so old! Brainstorm. Draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on the top of your library in any order. Oh. Interesting. Wow, these are... Oh my God! Faye in the YouTube chat, hello! Oh, I've seen this. I know what Oko is. I know that meme. I've only ever seen a meme. It's, Oko is Broko. I think I remember that. Actually, those are fancy new art editions of old cards. Oh, the only Magic meme I know is Oko is Broko. So what does it do? 1 neutral, 1 tree, 1 water, 1 green, 1 blue. +2, create a food token, which is sacrifice, you gain 3 life, for 2 mana. Okay. +1, target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk creature with base power and toughness of 3/3. Holy shit, it's a polymorph! Exchange control of target artifact or creature you control and target creature of an opponent controls with 3 power or less. Oh, I see. So you give your opponent something that's like a game-ending combo. Okay, that's cool. So wow, permanent polymorphs. That's kind of crazy. Okay, let's go. Untap at the beginning of your end step. Or at the beginning of your end step, untap all lands you control. Huh. Okay. The following cards have been added to the Explorer banned list. Alright.
Ooh, more quests. You'll get another one every day.
Okay, I need to see...
There's extra rewards for daily and weekly wins too.
Okay, thank you. I want to see the entire store.
There's just so much to look forward to.
Okay, all I want is just to see the cards. I just want to see all cards available. Which is not here. Where is, where can I just see all the cards available to know, like, what I can get? The store rotates. Did you put in the codes to get free cards in decks? What? You didn't send me anything, you nerd! Did you? Oh, promo code. Is that what you're doing? Draft codes? I did send a link. Create. DraftSim.com MTG Arena Codes. May 23 complete list. It's certainly a challenge for any collectible card game. Is this a scam? Am I going to get a virus? To keep the player base happy, especially Magic, but MTG Arena attempts to satisfy the masses by occasionally giving out promo codes for free stuff. Repair and recharge. 3,000 EXP, 1,000 gold, expired 22. How to redeem codes on mobile. Okay. What is... Oh, God. Oh, wow. Holy cow. Holy shit. These are all decks I can just have? Holy shit. Cosmetic codes. Well, I don't care about cosmetic codes. No, booster packs. I don't understand what that means. Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind if I ever need it. All I want to do is just see... Okay, create. We're going to make a new deck. Okay, I just want to see what cards I even have, just so I know what I want. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Okay, okay. Well, let's look at fire. We haven't really looked at fire at all. Deals 2 damage to any player. Or any target. Okay. Target creature gets 1 attack. Scry 1. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card in the bottom of the library. Oh. That seems awkward. Eh. Okay, I've seen a lot of these. Give something haste. All I'm looking for... Oh, there's really not that many cards. Okay. Yeah, it feels like we did play a lot of them already. It's kind of interesting. What was that card? Okay, that looked way more lewd than I thought it was. Jesus Christ. This, all the cards, there's a button which I forgot to see all cards you can get through crafting. That would be pretty overwhelming. Well, I just want to see, like, options. Okay, is there... Ooh. March of the Machine. Okay, we got Shauna. Sissy's Legacy. Shauna, Sisay's Legacy, can't be the target of abilities your opponent controls. Gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Okay. Ashen Reaper. Gloomfang Mauler. What in the hell are these keywords? Alright. Swamp Cycling. 2 mana. Discard. Search your library for a swamp card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. And then shuffle. Cycling. You may pay the cycling cost to discard this card. Draw a card. Backup 2. When this creature enters the battlefield, put 2 +1/+1 tokens. If that's another creature, it also gains the abilities printed below until the end of turn. Menace. A creature with menace can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Okay, so you can give something menace. I gotcha. Invasion of Vern. Oh my god. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards and then discard a card. Oh my god. Okay, what is this? Javelineer Onaki. A 4 mana neutral, 1 fire, 5/4. Wow. Reach, so it can hit blocking, or it can block flying. And for a tap, can deal 2 damage to a target player or battle? What does that mean? You can deal 2 damage to target battle? Might be a good idea to open your free packs. Okay, okay. Aetherblade Agent. Death Touch. So it has poison. For 4 mana and 1 Phyrexian mana, which can be paid by either mana or 2 life. Okay, okay, I got you, I got you. Transform it to the Mind Stinger, which is a 3/3 with poison. Whenever deals damage to a player or battle, draw a card. Oh, wow. So this is a 2 mana 3/3 with poison and draw a card if it deals damage at all. Is that not an extremely good card? Death Touch is insta-kill. It's the equivalent of poison in Elements the game. There's a poison in the game, but it works different. Oh, okay, so it's not technically poison. I was thinking poison in like the Hearthstone sense, not like in the Elements of the Game sense. In Elements of the Game, poison is very, very different. There is no such thing as like death touch in Elements of the Game. You just have poison, which is a slowly deal 1 damage a turn that can stack. That's really good, I think. I think Aetherblade Agent is really, 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 really good. Oh! I'm so dumb. I thought that was... Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I thought that was 1 mana and a Phyrexian mana. It's 4 mana and a Flex mana. Okay, I'm a dumbass. So this is really a 1/1 with Death Touch, and for an additional 4 mana and 2 life becomes a 3/3 with the draw card thing. Okay. Cosmic Hunger. 1 mana, 1 green. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature, planeswalker, or battle. Okay. Seems like very similar to another card we had. Okay, next. No packs to open. Okay. Get packs. I wish there was a way to just see all the cards that go where, because I'm getting a little frustrated now. All I want to do is just see all the cards available and just see, oh, this pack has this card I want. Oh, you got a mythic card to craft? That's poison counters. Yeah, there's no simple poison keyword, though. Oh, isn't that Death Touch, though? Upper right has redeem code. Wildcard can be redeemed in your collection for cards of the same rarity. Go to Deck Builder to use your wild cards. Oh, thank you. Now I understand. Okay, now we have access to all the cards. All right, now we search. Okay, I want commons. We want type. Doesn't matter. Now, can we specify with a search term? Don't care. Type. Don't care. I guess we'll do, artifact is probably going to be the most luck we have. Okay, what do we got here? We're looking for anything that can, like, control. I'm thinking control deck that makes the opponent not have any lands. That's what I'm shooting for here. Okay, so we need some cheap 1 mana cards. Draw a card for 2 mana. No. Defender. Jesus. 1 light. What does Defender do? Creature with Defender cannot attack. Oh. Wow, this is going to take forever, isn't it, chat? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I honestly think that instead of looking through 2,000 cards, it'd be a good idea to open the free promo packs just to get a sense for what's out there in each color. All right, we'll do it. This seems like a very not well-designed system if I have to do this, and every new player has to do this. But you know what? We'll do it. Okay, hold on. Redeem, which is Codex, Mail, Change Deck Layout, Gems, Gold, whatever that is. Mastery Store Packs. Get packs. And we're going to redeem code here. Okay. And now we just go through the whole list. Oh, God. All right, chat. Let's go through the whole list. How's everyone doing today? Players hate land destruction, so most land destruction within the last many years sucks. It doesn't have to be good, chat, but I do have to be able to play it. That's the goal here. I will destroy people's lands. This is a non-negotiable, all right? I don't care if people don't find it fun. It exists within the game, therefore, it is intended, all right? Gary, what the fuck are you doing? I don't Just free cards, I guess. You think they would just give it to you right away, but alright. It seems like this punishes people who are not, like, online warriors, right? Because, like, how would you know this? Unless you're, like, a dweeb. I'm sorry! It's like, unless you already know the game really, really well, like, who's gonna know this, right? Hey, copy and pasting 3 decks at a time ain't so bad. Sure, but it just feels like, I don't know. Would you want to do this in Path of Exile if it was like, here, copy these codes to get 3 of each currency at league start? It's like, well, sure. Wait, was that Baldur's Gate? Holy shit. Yo, I want to read Baldur's Gate cards. What the fuck? Alright, we'll open those first. I want to see what Baldur's Gate has. Oh my god, watch Baldur's Gate cards have the stuff. Have the goods. Alright, we got all the cards. Alright, let's open them. Okay, there you go. Thank you for the 20 decks of cards we need to open now. Oops. Okay, we obviously have to open Baldur's Gate first, right? Red deck wins here if you want to win. I'm thinking some sort of green-red ramp is what you're looking for, but red deck wins is there if you want to win. No, we're here to the... Whoa. 2 Orbs of Dragonkind, which is a 3 mana... Tap for mana. When you spend this mana to cast a dragon creature spell, it enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 on it and gains hexproof until your next turn. Hexproof? What does that mean? Does that mean the enemy player cannot enchant it? Or is that like the enemy player can't cast any spells on it either? Oh, it says right there. A player or permanent with hexproof cannot be the target of spells or abilities. Okay, gotcha. Promo codes are used for promos. You looking at a list of codes feels like nerd stuff, but a new player might be drawn in by seeing the promo code. Alright, I guess the Baldur's Gate stuff is pretty cool. Drider! You get this in the, you fight one of these in the tutorial for Baldur's Gate 2, I think. Whenever Drider deals combat damage to a player, create a 2/1 spider with menace and reach. Wow. 5 mana though. Oof. Vampire Spawn. When Vampire Spawn enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Common wild card. Redeem this wild card. Alright. Jaded Sellsword. When Jaded Sellsword enters the battlefield, if mana from a treasure was spent to cast it, it gains first strike and haste. What is a treasure? I don't know, but we can get it. 2 young red dragons. Oh, create a treasure token. Sacrifice this artifact. Add 1 mana of any color. Oh. So, if we have this extra treasure and we tap it and we sacrifice it, we then gain first strike and haste on a 4 mana 4/3 creature. Okay. Alright. That looks pretty good. Brownie Man. Hello, Brownie Man. The Brownie Man can make the world feel good. Sorry, I just watched that movie, chat. I really like it. You find the villain's lair. 1 blue, blue. Choose 1. Foil their schemes. Counter target spell. Learn their secrets. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. 3 mana for a counter? Is that good? I don't know. How valuable is countering in this game? Probably, like, insane. And then we got Gale, Conduit of the Arcane. Specialize. 2 mana. Choose a color. Discard a card of that color or associated basic land type. This creature perpetually specializes into that color. When Gale, Conduit of the Arcane, enters the battlefield, if you cast it, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card, then discard a card. Oh. I don't know what specializing mean, but that's pretty interesting. That's interesting. I like it. Alright, next. Baldur's Gate! That top glowing card is the red slot, right? Yeah, so we're opening it last. That is kind of cool. Okay, I will say, this is probably the best deck opening experience on an electronic game I've ever played. Because in Hearthstone, you just have like, you're just like, legendary! That's what it's usually like, right? And elements of the game, you roll a slot machine. This is kind of cool that like your guaranteed rare or whatever is like behind the last one, so I have time to look and stuff. That's kind of cool. Top glowing card is the rare slot. Yeah. 3 mana countering is on rate. Usually counters that cost 2 or less are pretty great. Wow. Scouting Hawk. Flying. 2 mana 1/1 though. Ugh. Keen Sight. When Scouting Hawk enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for a basic light, put it into a battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. This is really bad, isn't it? Why would you ever want to play this? Because if you're in a situation where if you have a really bad starting hand, first of all, you have mulligans. You will always have land, right? But if you get screwed by this for whatever reason, are you really wanting to pay 3 mana for a 1/1 and then get a lands card put out? Wouldn't you rather just not have this? It's a land for 3 mana. It's not bad. It's not that bad. Wait, a land is worth 3 mana on average? No way. Land ramp is pretty rough picking outside of green. Well, this isn't land ramping. This is if your opponent... It's conditional, right? It's not really land ramping as what you guys are talking about if it's conditional, right? If your opponent has more lands than you... Okay, maybe if you go second, I guess. It kind of gets you the priority on, like, turn 4 or something. Okay. Bag of Holding. 1 mana. Oh, classic. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard. Wait, what? Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard. 2 mana of anything. Tap, draw a card, then discard a card, which is scry, right? That is that keyword. 4 mana tap, sacrifice Bag of Holding. Return all cards exiled with Bag of Holding to their owner's hand. Oh! That's interesting. So, it's like a delayed... Oh, this is so weird. So, 1 mana to even play it. Then every turn, you're paying 2 mana to discard a card of your choosing. And then for 4 mana, you get them all back that you discarded. That's interesting. That's like 2 mana, draw an extra card every turn. Which is probably on average, if not a little weak. Oh, that is a lot of mana, though. Nope, Scry is looking at the top of your deck and choosing to either put it at the bottom of your deck or back on top. Oh, so that's like Slay the Spire shit. Bag of Holding was good in Limited. Either way, you pay 2 and tap, or you pay 4 and tap. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's not the same turn, but interesting. I like that card. We might use that. Tamara Invoker. Sleight of Hand. 8 mana. Draw 2 cards. I think 1/3 is a little weak, right? If this was like a 2/2, I would probably really, really like this card. But if it's a 1/3, it feels weak. Guardian Naga. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Vigilance. As long as you're... Wait, what? Exile target artifact or enchantment. Oh, but not land. I get it. Vigilance. As long as it's your turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to Guardian Naga. Oh... Interesting. I really like this card. I'm probably not going to use white, but that's still interesting. Blessed hip. Wait. Wait, how does this work, chat? It says Banishing Coils. 2 mana, 1 light. Instant. Adventure. Exile. Does this tell me that every... No, it doesn't say tap. Is this telling me that I can pay 3 mana... multiple times per turn to exile target artifacts or enchantments? That's way too much mana, so not good. I like those cards, but I hate them at the same time. It's a monster or an instant. Oh, I got you. Blessed Hippogriff. So I have to choose. I got you. Target creature gains indestructible until the end of the turn, or it's a 2/3 with flying. Okay, gotcha. Armor of Shadows. Until the end of the turn, target creature gets +1/+0 and indestructible. That's not terrible. I don't hate that. I mean, if I had to include it, I wouldn't be upset. Hill Giant Herdgorger. Horger? Hill Giant Herdgorger. When Hill Giant Herdgorger enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. It's a 6 mana 7/6. Ooh. Nah, I'd rather use other ones. All right, rare card. John Irenicus the Exile. 2 mana, 1 water, 1 death. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card if your library has more cards in it than target opponent's library. Otherwise, each opponent mills 5 cards. At the beginning of your end step, so at the end of your turn, draw a card if your library has more cards in it than your target opponent's library. Otherwise, each opponent mills 5 cards. Interesting. So, it's not both people mill 5 cards. It's you make your opponent mill 5, and if he has less cards than you, then you draw a card. An extra card every turn. This is fantastic, isn't it? That ain't a real Hill Giant. Hill Giant is so good. If you cast it in an instant, you can cast the monster later. Oh, I didn't know that. So, I think this is an incredible card. This seems like it's really, really good because either you just keep drawing an extra card every turn, for free, by the way, or your opponent keeps milling 5 cards until you can. This just seems like a really good card, in my opinion. All right, next. More Baldur's Gate. All right, what do we got here? We have Gut, Fanatical Priestess. This is the monster you fight in... Oh, man. Is it the end of the first dungeon? I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I played Baldur's Gate 2. Specialize 5. So we choose a color. When Gut, Fanatical Priestess enters the battlefield, up to 1 target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. If the creature you don't control would die this turn, exile it instead. Oh, okay. So basically, you just exile an opponent's card instead of sending it to the graveyard after you kill it normally. All right. When this creature specializes, for 5 mana, create a token that's a copy of a creature card exiled with this creature, except that it has double strike and haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the... That sounds way too complicated. That might be the best card in the game, and I don't care because that was a paragraph, all right? Wait, specialize. There's so much stuff I haven't seen yet. Ambidextrous Dragonborn. 3 mana, 1 tree. Green, whatever. Enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control and creature cards in your graveyard. What? X +1/+1 counters, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control and creature card. Oh, I get it. So if you have a 20 attack card in your graveyard and a 10 attack card on the field, this becomes 20/20. I got you. Okay, I get it. Inspiring Bard, 3 mana, 1 green. When Inspiring Bard enters the battlefield, choose 1. Target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. Okay. Song of Rest, you gain 3 life. Okay, so it's a 5/5 on the first turn, and then it turns into a 3/3. Okay. Giant Fire Beetles, 2 mana, 1 red. I'm noticing, chat, by the way, almost every card only cares about generic mana. Like, look at this. 3 neutral, 1 green. 3 neutral, 1 green. 2 neutral, 1 red. 4 neutral, 2 red. It feels like you don't need much of any specific color. Everything seems so splashable, if that makes sense. Oh my god, nope. Read it again. Target creature gets 2/2 until the end of the turn. Did I read it incorrectly? Giant Fire Beetles. 2 mana, 1 red. Menace. Double team. When a creature with double team attacks, if it's not a token, conjure a duplicate into your hand, then both of them perpetually lose double team. Oh, you can duplicate the card. Oh, that's sick. But it has to attack, huh? It's only one effect, not both. Either way, you get life or the damage. Oh. Yeah. You don't get one. Yeah, well, I get it. Choose one, right? Yeah, most cards are like that. Cards that need multiple pips usually have more powerful effects than they would otherwise be able to. Oh. Minimus Containment. Enchant non-land permanent. Enchanted permanent is a treasure artifact with tap. Sacrifice this to add 1 mana of any color, and it loses all other abilities. If it was a creature, it's no longer a creature. So for 3 mana, you turn it into a treasure card. Wow, that seems not good. The way cards are designed is that multiple colored pips are more powerful at the cost of being less splashable. Oh. I'm doing so many little mistakes still, so if you don't worry, read something wrong or anything, gotcha. Valiant Farewell. 1 mana, 1 light, instant. Target creature you control gets to attack until the end of the turn. When that creature leaves the battlefield this turn, you get a boon with... When you cast your next creature spell, it perpetually gets +2 attack. Draw a card. Wow, is this not really, really good? It's, what do you call that, chat? In Elements of the game, we call them premonitions. I don't know what this game's version of it is, but the perfect card in any of these card games is costs no mana and draw a card, right? It gives you consistency that you didn't have before. Now, in Elements of the game, that was called Premonition, and it was a one-time mana time card, and it was really, really good because you already had like 30 card decks in that game, and you could have 6 Premonitions. So I don't know what this game's version of it is, but this is, what I read it is 2 mana, draw a card. Target creature gets +2 attack, and if it dies, your next creature gets +2 attack. So this is just Mishra's Bauble? But this just seems like, would you not put this in every, like, white deck out there? Because it's just 2 mana, draw a card, right? I feel like this adds consistency. All right, what's next? Minthara the Absolute. 2 mana, 1 light, 1 death. Elf Cleric. Starting intensity 0. Creatures you control get +X power, where X is Minthara the Absolute's intensity. Whenever one or more permanents you control leaves the battlefield, perpetually increase the intensity and the intensity of the cards named Absolute in your hand, library, and graveyard by 1. This ability triggers only once per turn. Okay, is this not kind of whatever? Because it's a 4 mana 2/4, where if you... Oh, it's permanent. Oh, it's anywhere? Oh, since the beginning of the game. And lands are permanents, aren't they? So this is really, if I'm reading this right, this is like a 4 mana 8/4 or something when you actually play it. But you have to play a bunch of things. Okay, so you get it. Yeah, so it's always, whenever you get a permanent, you gain +1 attack. I think that's how I'm reading that. In Magic, most of those 1-draw cards are either cost 1 or are delayed draw or have another cost. People call them cantrips. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, in Elements of the game, it was 1 time mana, or 1 mana if you had it upgraded. But what nerd upgrades is Premonitions? Because if the creature you target gets removed, you don't get the card or the boon. Okay, rare card. Altar of Bale. It's a dual effect, so it's a 1 mana, 1 death. Bone Offering, 2 mana, 1 death. Create a tapped 4/1 black skeleton creature token with menace, which is you can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Okay. Or 2 mana, 1 death tap. Exile a creature you control. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. What the fuck? You exile a creature you control, but in exchange, you get a card from your graveyard of your choosing, and you resummon it. Oh. Also note these cards with perpetual effects are an online only, made for Arena. Ah. Isn't that interesting? Wow. So you just get free summons. Oh, no, it's a tap though. Yeah, yeah, it's like an artifact. Yeah. Okay, so you can do it every turn. Huh. Wow. That seems really good. Next. What are we opening next, chat? That was all our Baldur's Gate ones. We have a fuck ton of... Oh my god, we have so many packs to open. Dungeons and Dragons, Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. Goblin Morningstar. Equipped creature gets +1 attack and trample. Equip 1 mana fire. When Morningstar enters the battlefield, roll a d20. 1 through 9, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. 10 through 20, create a creature token, and then attach a Goblin Morningstar to it so it becomes a 2/1. Huh. Okay. Power of Persuasion. Choose a target creature an opponent controls, then roll a d20. Damn. D&D packs are gambling cards. Oh. Return it to its owner's hand. Its owner puts it at the top of the or bottom of their library. 20. Gain control of it until the end of your next turn. Damn. A 5% chance to get fucked. Man, that must be fun to play against. Spoils of the Hunt. Target creature you control gets 1 attack until the end of the turn for each mana from a creature who was spent to cast this spell. Oh, God. You come to the Null Camp. Choose 1. Intimidate them. Up to 2 target creatures cannot block this turn, or fend them off. Target creature gets 3/1 until the end of the turn. Okay. Bull Strength. Target creature gets 2/2 and gains trample until the end of the turn. Untap it. That seems like a really good card. Yeah. That seems like a pretty dang good card. You can untap it? Damn. Like, untap effects are worth a mana on their own, right? So you get 2/2 on top of it and trample? Another one of the Hergorgers. All right, next. Skeletal Swarming. 3 mana, 1 death, 1 green. Each skeleton you control has trample, attacks each combat if able, gets +X attack where X is the number of other skeletons you control. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 skeleton. If a creature died this turn, create 2 skeletons. What? Okay, so 5 mana, all the skeletons you control, every skeleton you control, has trample, attacks each combat if able, and gets + attack, where X is number of skeletons you have. Wow, and every turn you get 1, probably 2 skeletons? Yeah, that seems pretty good. Wow. Wow. And these things you can enchant, you can sacrifice them. You can combo with that other card that like exiles a card and draws a card from your graveyard. Damn. That seems pretty good. That thing was busted in draft. Ooh. All right, next. Okay, we have choice of blue, choice of gray. Gloom Stalker. As long as you've completed a dungeon. What's a dungeon? Double Strike has both first strike and regular combat damage. All right. Faraday's Fireball. Deals 5 damage to a target creature. For 5 mana, roll a d20. Faraday's Fireball deals 2 damage to each player. Faraday's Fireball deals 2 damage to each opponent. Okay. Feign Death. Until the end of the turn, for 1 death. For until the end of the turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Wait. So, I'm trying to think about how to value this card. So it's a 1 mana. You revive a creature and give it a +1/+1. And if you attack with it aggressively, it's basically a first strike. Is that the correct comparison? If you attack your 4/4 into the enemy 4/4 with this card, it's basically like giving it first strike for until the end of the turn. Okay. This thing isn't bad, I think. Boots of Speed. Equipped creature gets +1 attack and has haste. Equip 1. I don't know. Oh, you can permanently attach it. Oh, so it's a 2 mana permanent haste, otherwise just haste. Okay, cool. Choose one until the end of the turn. Target creature you control has that base power and toughness, becomes that creature type, and gains that ability. What? Choose one. Turtle with hexproof, spider with reach, elephant with trample. Pick one. Okay, cool. Rare. Teleportation Circle. 3 mana, 1 white. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target artifact or creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. At the beginning of your end step, exile 1 target artifact or creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. What is the benefit of paying 4 mana to do this? I'm guessing there's probably artifacts or creatures that have a negative effect that you don't want on the field temporarily? Question mark? Definitely not first strike. It's more of a way to prevent losing your creature plus trigger effects. Oh, that's fair. You are triggering like death rattles and shit. A dungeon is a bunch of effects. When you venture into the dungeon, you either get the first room of the dungeon. If you aren't in a dungeon, oh my god, Dungeons and Dragons is so complicated. I'm sorry. Next. Last one for Dungeons and Dragons. You meet in a tavern. Choose one. Form a party. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of the creature cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Wow. What the fuck? Creatures you control gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. So this is 4 mana. Oh, but I guess you have a chance of not getting creature cards, huh? Because it's at its best, it's 4 mana, draw 5, your opponent sees what they are. At its worst, it's 4 mana, put them all in the bottom of the deck. Okay, I guess it is kind of a gamble, isn't it? In the same way, Teleportation Circle is used to trigger enter-leave battle effects. For 4 mana, though? Is it that valuable? It's more if you have a really good enter and leaves the battlefield effect. Soda, hello, hello. Purple worm. Why does that art look familiar? Is that like a meme or something? This art looks really familiar for whatever reason. This spell costs 2 less mana to cast if a creature died this turn. Ward 2. 5 mana, 2 green. All right. Whenever a permanent with ward becomes the target of a spell or an ability, counter it unless that player plays the ward cost. Oh. So, probably, this is a 3 mana, 2 green effect where you protect a permanent and the opponent can pay 2 to get rid of it. That is... Oh, it's an 8/7 creature. Oh, shit. Oh, never mind. It wards itself. Oh, my god. Wait, it's a 5 mana creature that's an 8/7 with ward. Holy shit. Purple one looking familiar to you, huh? Yeah? It's a permanent. It looks like it's gonna whoop my ass is what it's gonna look like. Is this not insane? Yeah, but not a trampler? Does it need to be? It's gonna exist on the field until your opponent kills it, right? With something that isn't a spell unless they want to pay a lot of mana for it. It's a 5 mana 8/7. Who gives a shit if it doesn't have trample? It's a 5 mana 8/7. If you play D&D, you've seen it. I never played it, but I played like Baldur's Gate and shit. That seems really good. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I think that's a great card. Meteor Swarm. X mana. Red, red, red. Meteor Swarm deals 8 damage divided as you choose among X target creatures or planeswalkers. But I cannot hit opponents, right? I can't hit players. It's only planeswalkers or creatures. So at its worst, it's a 4 mana, 8 damage card. But you can't hit your opponent's face. Okay. You know what? That's not terrible, is it? Correct. I'm getting used to it. Yeah, they can probably kill it with a 3 mana spell. Yes. But if they use a 3 mana spell, they have to pay 2 more for it, so it becomes a 5 mana spell, in which case they paid a 5 mana card for my 5 mana card, and if they didn't have the removal, it's an insane card, right? It'll be certainly interesting when your card evaluations get a glimpse at meta decks. It's a 5 mana 8/7 that doesn't do anything when it comes out and can be blocked by an 0/1 goat. Yeah, but like it's a 5 mana 8/7. That is like super above curve, right? Like, yeah, there's ways to counter it, but Jesus Christ. Right? And it's not even that I can't, like, isn't there like a bajillion, didn't we get a card earlier that's like give your card trample or something? Like, you can enchant this thing, and Jesus, for 5 mana, oh my god. And it's not like ward works against you, right? It's only the opponent's stuff. For green, it's not above curve. For your mom, it's above my curve. Next. What are we opening next? Let's open Core 2021. Let's continue this conversation. Legendary Quetzalcoatl. Whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on the snake. Well, it's a draw card. That's not terrible. It's a 1 green red, blue, 1 green blue. Okay. Ordinary Philosophosaurus. Death touch, so it can kill. Whenever the dinosaur attacks, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, the dinosaur gets +2/+2. Huh. Okay. Actually, I kind of like that card. Yeah, it's a 4 mana unlimited attack card, or 4 health unlimited attack card for 4 mana. Alright, I like it. Quaddle Pog, it's so good, I love the snake. Oh! Gotcha. Snare Spinner, Reach. Whenever Snare Spinner blocks a creature with flying, it gets to attack until the end of the turn. Oh, it's kind of cool. Goblin Wizardry. Create 2 1/1 Goblin Wizard tokens with Prowess. Prowess is, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets 1/1 until the end of the... What the fuck is a creature spell? Is it a spell that summons a creature? Is this like some Ray Zombie shit from Path of Exile? He's gonna remember none of these cards? True. It's no questing beast. I don't even know what that is. Non-creature spell, so like Lightning Bolt. Grasp of Darkness. 2, death. Target creature gets -4/-4 until the end of the turn. 2 mana removal. And it's kind of like partial removal. There's like a downside to it. It's okay. Light of Promise. 2 mana, 1 light, and you have a lion that's gorgasming on the art, I think. He's like, oh, from my chest. Oh. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has, whenever they gain life, put that many counters on this creature. You'd have to invest in life gain, though. Llanowar Visionary. 2 mana, 1 green. When Llanowar Visionary enters the battlefield, draw a card, end its ramp. Holy shit. Okay, this card is incredible. Alright, calling it. This card's incredible. It's ramp. It's 3 mana, 2/2, and you draw a card, so it already pays for itself. I think this card's amazing. While on the stack, the cards are considered spells. The stack is your library. Oh, no. The stack is the effects. Like, I play a spell, you counter spell, I play a creature, you counter spell, or something like that. That's the stack. To give context, this card is not seeing a lot of tournament success. Questing Beast. Oh my god. 2 mana, green. Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. Questing Beast cannot be blocked by creatures with 2 or power or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control cannot be prevented. Whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls. Chat, you know the problem with this? Here's the problem with this. I think its problem is 4 health. It's from every card I've seen so far, 4 health seems like a big cutoff. If you have 5 health, you are a very tanky creature. But if you have 4 health, getting a little spicy. It's 4 mana. Oh. Fuck. Okay, that is pretty good. Alright, if I saw it, I'd probably say that card's amazing. But, you know. Oh, no, I didn't see it!
I'm getting the hang of this.
It's a meme that this card has so much goddamn text and weird niche abilities. Ah. Yeah, but can't be blocked by power 2 creatures. You say that like I know the context of if that's strong or not. Alright, Infernal Scarring. Enchant creature. Gets 2 attack and has, when this creature dies, draw a card. That is significantly less interesting to me than the other card we saw earlier. Rise Again. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the... Also, I'm noticing this. Maybe this is like a trend. Does Death have a hard time drawing cards? Is that like a problem Death has in this game? Because it can like summon from the graveyard all day, but if you can't draw cards, it's a bit yikesy, right? Death Touch with Trample means you only need to do 1 damage to blocking creature. The rest goes in HP. Yeah. Black can do anything, but usually there's a cost with it. Rise Again. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield for 5 mana. Makes that other card look really, really good in comparison. Radiant Fountain. Land. When Radiant Fountain enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Add a... what the fuck is that symbol, chat? What is that little diamond mana thing? What does that mean? Black does not have a hard time drawing cards, but it comes at a cost. Usually it's the second best at drawing cards. Oh. So what does that mean, chat? Mana? Just any mana? Can I use it in place of red, or is it like only generic mana? This means mana with no color. Oh, that's interesting. I guess it would be great in any deck that's like if I did like 3 colors in one deck, I would use something like this. It's only the second worst at destroying enchantments. Oh. Gotcha, gotcha. Next. It's 3 non and 1 black. No, it's awful for colored decks. Oh. Pitchborn Devils. When Pitchborn Devil dies, it deals 3 damage to any target. Yikes. Oh, well, okay. Actually, that's not bad. I was thinking player, but I guess you can't hit another creature. So it's really like... Oh, it's 5 mana, 3/3. Deal an extra 3. This seems like it can be a good card if you know exactly what your opponent is playing, and that 3 health breakpoint is really, really important. That's when I would use that card. Burn Bright. Target creature you control gains 2 attack until the end of the turn. Oh, creatures. Oh, it's Bloodlust. Okay. Okay. Bloodlust is not that good. Hearthstone Bloodlust, in my experience, is a win more card. That's what this feels like. Unless, I guess, if you're doing, like, a bunch of creature token spam. For 3 mana, though. Yikes. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card. What the fuck? Oh, it's 4 mana. 4 mana, 2 cards. This feels below par. If it was 3 mana, I think I would be a lot more impressed. But 4 mana, draw 2. Alright. Okay, we got Ung, the Spirit Dragon. Ung, the Spirit Dragon, deals 3 damage to any target, plus 2. Okay. Starts with 7. Minus X. Exile each permanent with mana value X or less that's 1 or more colors. What? Exile each permanent with mana value X or less that's 1 or more colors. What does that mean? Okay. Does that mean I can destroy multiple permanents in 1 turn? Minus 10. You gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield? Whoa. It's 8 mana, but... This feels like a card you win with. Unga Bunga the Spirit Dragon. I'm cringing already. Ugin Poggers? That's an Ugin? Holy shit. Yo, holy hell. Oh my god. Okay, this card's S tier. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. Most artifacts and cards like Ungin have no color and lands. Unga Bunga the Spirit Dragon. Basically, exile anything X or less that's not colorless. So you're saying that if I played a deck focused on denying the opponent everything, this card fits right into it. Is that what you're telling me, chat? Okay, alright. So we're going to include this in the deck I play because it's neutral mana and it feels like a great, like, ender. Because all we have to do, chat, think about it. All we have to do, the moment Ungin hits the field, your opponent concedes. Oh. Ungin fits if you can live to produce 8 mana. That's like turn 8. That's not that hard. So all we have to do, chat, is play this. And instantly, if we have to, I'm assuming you can do that on the first turn, unless I'm a dumbass. I've never played one before. Can you play it and then instantly pay all of its health -7 to destroy all of your opponent's shit? Hopefully it's not turn 8, but yes. That's streamer luck. Wait, can you, like, do, like, just a mono green or whatever and just ramp this shit out on, like, turn 4 or something? But the +2 is insane, too. Yes, you can. Oh, my God. All right, cool. Well, we know what we're putting in our deck. All right, remember that, chat. Ungin. All right, blue shit. Frost Breath, instant. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap state. That seems pretty good. I like this. I like this because I like control decks in all these games. This feels really good. Because if you can, like, freeze shit for a turn, just sap them. I know the effect as sap, so that's what I'm going to frame it as. So if you sap 2 creatures for a turn, that's usually not terrible, right? For 3 mana? I'd pay that. Target creature you control, because they can't block either, right? So they can't block multiple turns in a row. My dad is 64 and has trouble learning cards broken. My dad played an elf deck and slapped Ungin on it. He got the diamond in 2 weeks. It's a viable strategy. Ooh. Ranger's Guile. Target creature you control gets 1/1 and hexproof until the end of the turn. Okay. Mistral Singer. Flying. Prout. Wait, if something's hexproof, can I? No, your opponent's control. Okay, so I can enchant it. Flying and Prowess. Whenever you catch a non-creature spell, this creature gets 1/1. Spined Megalodon. 5 mana, 2 water. Hexproof. Whenever Spined Megalodon attacks, scry 1. It's a 7 mana, 5/7 with hexproof. I mean, is scry that? I don't know the value of scry, though. I've never, like, I'm trying to think, like, Slay the Spire is the only time I've ever done anything with, like, scry stuff. And I don't remember it being that insane. So scry must be great, right? Whoa, your dad is Gary in a couple weeks? Nah, I think. Well, yes, maybe? It's not that great of effect because blue isn't usually trying to rush down with creatures, and 3 mana is basically your entire turn versus a deck that is. Oh. Scry's just kind of nice. Okay. So it's like a little icing on the cake, right? Okay. Cetizen Training. Is this card racist? Enchant creature you control. When Cetizen Training enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and has trample. Enchant creature you control. When Cetizen Training enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature gets +1 and trample. I like this card. It's a 2 mana draw a card, right? It's 2 mana, draw a card, and give a big creature trample like that other goddamn worm thing that you guys were freaking out about earlier. They banned a card for being racist? Good. Waker of Waves. 5 mana, 2 water. Creature, whale. That's not a whale. That looks like a shark. Creatures your opponent control gets -1 attack, 1 neutral, 1 water. Discard Waker of Waves. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. put them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. It's a 7 mana, 7/7. Your creatures your opponents control get -1. I'm assuming that's a permanent thing, right? They just get -1 permanently, or is it -1 when this card's out? If it's permanent, it's a good counter to like token decks or whatever, right? What is this? Racist, culturally sensitive art. As jihad. Oh, okay. No, Kervak the... Okay, we got Kervak the motherfucker. All right. Next. What are we opening next, chat? Let's do Ikoria. I don't think this is racist, but maybe. Oh, I'm not showing that, chat. Yeah, that's not. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't unclick chat. Okay. Creatures your opponents control get -2 attack until the end of the turn. Cycling. You may pay the cycling cost to discard this card and draw a card. So it's 4 mana, draw a card. Your opponent's creatures get -2 mana. I don't hate this. I really like this. Chat, I really like the 2 mana draw a card cards. I like it. I think that's a good effect. I would play that in like a blue deck, which I don't know if I would ever do. 1 neutral, 1 death. Choose one. Destroy target creature with no counters on it. Remove up to 3 counters from target creature. Wow. A 2 mana creature control. Okay. I think that's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if every single deck has counters on it in, like, the meta. But I don't know, that seems pretty good. But werewolves, ooh. Heartless Act, Pepe hands. No, it's one or the other. Oh. Oh. So, it's... Okay, I don't know if you pay the water on that or not. Thieving Otter. Whenever Thieving Otter deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. 3 mana, 2/2. It's an opponent, right? Which means, do enemy creatures count as opponents? I think they would, right? Just anything this thing hits? That's not terrible, chat. That's not terrible. Because if it eats anything... Oh, it's 3 mana, though. Yikes. No, it has to hit face? Oh, this card's terrible, then. This card's horrible. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Durable Coilbug. 1 mana, 1 death. It's a creature. And it's a 2/2. 2/2 for 2. Ooh. 4 mana, 1 death. Return Durable Coilbug from your graveyard to your hand. So at any time, you can pay 5 mana and have a 2/2 in your hand. 6... I guess it's a 7 mana 2/2 that just can never really die as long as you pay 7 mana every turn. Not great, chat. It's not that bad, but there's better. I want that cutie. I love him already. I mean, cute's a word. Sanctuary Smasher. First Strike. 6 mana, 6/4. With First Strike. I like that. Cycling. 3 mana. When you enter Smasher, put a First Strike counter on target creature control. Ah. And we got a Mythic Rare Wild card. Wait, can I use this for more Ungas? Can I trade this in for an Unga? Pog? Oh. Well, there we go, chat. We got another Pog. Yes. Oh. Next. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them into your battlefield tapped and then shuffle, cycling 2. Okay, chat. Here's what I'm gathering. This is a 4 mana card that does the effect. Or it's a 2 mana card of any mana and you draw a card. That's what I'm guessing this is. In which case... That's your second mythic rare? I don't recommend having more than 2 Ungans in your deck, though, unless it's the only way you have to win. But you should make sure it's legal in the format you want to play it in. The format I'm going to play is online ranked. where I whoop people's asses with my Unga control deck. All right. Glimmer Bell, 2 mana, 1/3, flying, 1 mana, 1 water, untap. Flying with untap? That's a weird card. Keep safe. Counter target spell that targets a permanent you control. Draw a card. Holy shit! I love this card. It's a counter, and you draw a card. This seems really good. I think that's a really good card. You can play Historic. 99% of cards are available there, but people have stronger decks. Format is like Standard, Historic, Alchemy, but there are many formats. Phase Dolphin. Creature, Elemental Whale. 2 mana, 1 water, 1/4. So it's 3 mana, 1/4. Whenever Phase Dolphin attacks, another target attacking creature cannot be blocked this turn. Oh, you give something flying, basically, but better than flying. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I kind of like that. Shedded Sails. Choose one. Destroy target artifact. Okay, hold on. 1 mana, 1 red. Instant, so it's a spell. Choose one. Destroy target artifact. Shedded Sails deals 4 damage to target creature with flying, or draw 2. Okay, that seems something that's right up my alley. Legal and Historic and Explorer at the moment, but not Historic Brawl. Ah, the best format is Commander because my girlfriend plays it with me. Cute. Prickly Marmoset. First strike. Whenever you cycle a card, Prickly Marmoset gets 2 attack until the end of the turn. First strike. With how much premonitions I'm going to put in my deck, chat, seems like it's not a bad card. Frill Square Mentor, who looks like the one lady from World of Warcraft. When Frill Square Mentor enters the battlefield, put a menace counter on a non-human creature you control. What the fuck? Dirge Bat. 2 mana, 2 death. Mutate. 4 mana, 2 death. Flash, flying. Whenever this what's flash? You may cast a spell with flash anytime you would cast an instant. Oh. Whenever this creature mutates, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Oh. Okay. So mutate. If you cast the spell for its mutate cost, put it under or over target non-human creature you own. They mutate into the creature on top, plus all abilities from under it. Holy shit. Okay. You cast this spell for its mutate cost. So here's how I think this works, chat. Either... Okay, listen. Here's how I think this works, just as I understand it. Either this is just a 4 mana 3/3 with no effects at all. That's option 1. Or it's a 6 mana flash, so I can play it at any time. Flying, so it can't be blocked that much. Transformation, a 3/3. Right? Mutate into the creature on top plus all abilities from under it. Yeah. So it turns something into a 3/3, but with flying and flash. And that costs 2 extra mana. Okay. Mutate is an enchant, but you can change stats. Okay. I got it. It's simple, right? It's either you play it on its own, or you take another thing and you transform it into this with effects. Well, it's a 4 mana for a 3/3 with flash and flying if you don't mutate. What the fuck? Oh, God, wait. Okay, so it's a 4 mana 3/3 with flash and flying. Okay, good card. Now, if you want to mutate, you're paying 6 mana to do what? When you mutate, it gives flying, and then you choose either the 3/3 or whatever the other thing had, and then you slap the destroy something when you mutate. Emerges your creatures, keeping the attack of the top card, but the ability is the bottom one? Okay, I'm never doing this deck. This is already so fucking confusing. All right, next. Oh my god, 1 sentence. Okay. Unexpected Fangs, 1 mana, 1 death. Put a 1/1 counter and a lifelink counter on target creature. Lifelink, damage dealt by a creature, planeswalker, or spell with lifelink also causes its controller to gain that much life. Does that mean that the creature gains health permanently? Or is it saying that I gain life based on what the creature attacks? So this is just antimatter. No, it's not antimatter. It's just vampire. It's life stealing, basically. You'll gain life. Ah. You'll understand mutate when the enemy plays it against you. Don't worry about it. Oh, God. Huntmaster Liger. Oh, it's a Liger. Oh, that's cute. 3 mana, 1 light. Mutate. Nope. Frostveil Ambush. 3 mana, 2 water. Instant. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap their controller's next untap step. Cycling 1. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during the controls. Why is this one super expensive, but the other one wasn't? The other one that I saw that I liked was 2 neutral, 1 water, and it was the same thing. You could tap... Oh, this taps the cards. Oh. Oh, I get it. This can actually tap the cards. Oh. You can pay 1 to discard it and draw a card. Yeah, if I don't want to use it. That's what I'm getting at. There are some cards that benefit from you cycling stuff too. Cycling 1 is Pog. It's the cycle. Oh, so the 1 is really exciting then. I mean, I like some draws. I mean, don't get me wrong. 1 mana draw seems pretty good. I just wondering why the effect was so expensive. Okay, Unexpected Fangs. Fire Prophecy. Alright, so this is the most obvious Lord of the Rings reference ever. 1 neutral, 1 fire. Instant spell. Fire Prophecy deals 3 damage to target creature. You may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. If you do, draw a card. That seems very good. Wait, am I dumb? So 2 mana to deal 3 damage. That seems par for the course. But to be able to just rotate your hand out, that seems really good. Yeah, so you're not even card advantage either. It was pretty good. It was. Cycling 1 is so good, or is good, so they have to make it expensive to balance it. Oh. Yeah, Fire Prophecy is great. I see it all the time. It's good. Ugh! Nailed it. I'm telling you, Elements the game teaches you this shit. 2 mana, 1 death. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until the end of your turn. Cycling 2. Chat, I have a question. Maybe I'm just dumb. Is cycling just what you can pay instead of the original card's cost? Or do I have to pay the card's cost and then an additional 2 mana if I want to draw a card on top of it? Wait, which one is it? Can I just, like, play 2 mana to just cycle this card from my hand and not even use the original effect? Yep, it's instead. It's like, I don't want to pay. Okay, thank you. So this is, if you're looking for just cycling effects, this card's better then, right? Gotcha. Okay. Of One Mind, 2 mana, 1 water. This spell costs 2 less mana to cast if you control a human creature and a non-human creature. Draw 2 cards. Whoa, that's cool. I love that card. That card seems awesome. How thematic. I like this a lot, chat. It's a 1 mana draw 2, which is incredible. And your only requirement is you have to have a human and a non-human creature. I like that a lot. Cycling decks feel a bit hollow to me. Pot of Greed? No, Pot of Greed is free. But it's close. And there's a conditional to it. And hey, you know what, chat? Worst comes to worst, it's a 3 mana draw 2. Which, you know what? I'm gonna bet probably average. The flavor of MTG cards is something I very much appreciate. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to, like, the kinds of creatures there are. Reptilian Reflection. Whenever you cycle a card, you may have a Reptilian Reflection become a 5/4 dinosaur creature with trample and haste in addition to other types until the end of the turn. What the fuck? It's a 2 mana, 1 fire card. It's an enchantment, so I have to put it on a creature? Whenever you cycle a card, you may have a Reptilian Reflection become a Fire 5/4 dinosaur with trample and haste in addition to other types until the end of the turn. Oh, it's like a temporary. And that happens every time? Or is this like, oh, you know what? I bet it's like you play it, the enchantment turns into the dinosaur, and then when the turn's done, it goes back into the enchantment. I sent you the 2 cards that make cycling work if you want to look at them. I mean, I'm not necessarily. I'm looking at cycling as like a consistency thing, not as like a thing. What'd you send? Zenith Flare. Wow, that's so small. Zenith Flare deals X damage to any target, and you gain X life, where X is the number of cards with a cycling ability in your graveyard. Whoa! Flourishing Fox. Whenever you cycle another card, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Cycling 1. That seems really good. Alright, what's the final one here? The Ozolith. Legendary artifact. 1 generic mana. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on the Ozolith. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if the Ozolith has counters on it, you may remove all counters from the Ozolith onto target creature. Oh! Okay. So if you're a deck that has a bunch of counters on shit, like a bunch of little 1/1 buffs on all your small shit, it goes onto this, and at any time, I can put it on any target creature. And if those die, it goes back to this. So the whole point of this, I'm guessing, if your opponent can't control artifacts for whatever reason, it's a thing where it's like you're just building up counters throughout the game until you have like one super creature with like hexproof and shit. Zenith's Flare was busted. The Ozolith Pog. Hollow one is really good. Gotcha. Okay, not anytime. Well, before combat. All right, next. Oh, we got a new deck to pick, chat. Let's do a newer one. Let's do Dominaria. Now, we're not in Subinaria, chat, all right? So I'm expecting whips here. Vine Soul Spooter. Elemental Spider. I guess I need to pay attention to creatures now, right? 1 mana, 1 green, 3/2. Ooh. Reach. At the beginning of your at the beginning of your end step, put a random land card from your library into your graveyard. Wow, this creature seems really, really good. Wow. I mean, obviously I would only use this in like a death deck or something and just have like a green-black thing going and just summon from the library. But this card seems really good. Wow. 2 mana, 3/2 with reach. And you get free graveyard filling. I really like this card. Next, Goblin Picker. Discard a card. Draw a card. It's a 2 mana, 2/2. Snare Spinner. Reach. Whenever Snare Spinner blocks a creature with flying, Snare Spinner gets to attack. We saw that earlier. Counter target non-creature spell. 2 mana. Negate. Okay, that seems bread and butter. Hot take, I like Crystal Grotto. Oh, vines are nature's whips. I was about to give you your mom joke, but I already exhausted that. Hammerhand. Enchant creature. When Hammerhand enters the battlefield, target creature cannot block this turn. Okay. Enchanted creatures get +1/+1 and has haste. Okay. So this is a late game card, right? So like I can imagine a scenario where like your opponent is like drawing a monster, playing a monster, blocking with it, so you can't really end the game. So what this does is it's basically like a you win the game card. That's what this feels like. Let's continue this conversation. I like the dedication to the AI. Crystal Grotto. Land. When Crystal Grotto enters the battlefield, scry 1. Tap. Add a generic mana. Or 1 mana. Tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Oh. Oh, but you can peg it with any mana. That's weird. Okay. So, if you have this, and you play it, and you only have 1 fire land, you can tap Crystal Grotto, turn that fire land into a water land, and then you can play a water card? Is there any reason... Oh, I see. I know what the cost is on this, chat. The cost is you can only play one land per turn, right? So you're giving up playing an actual land. Okay, I got you. If your late game were like turn 4, this would be a late game card, I guess. Wandering Tree Folk. 1 mana, 1 green. Vigilance. Domain. Oh my god, what? Okay, so it's a 2 mana, 2/3. Already looking really good. With Vigilance. Already really good. Domain, 7 mana, 1 green. Seek a creature card. Seek is put 1 at random from your library into your hand. Oh, so we're seeking a random creature from our library into our hand. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each basic land type among lands you control. What the fuck? Is there no downside to this card? This feels like an incredible card. Am I dumb? So at its worst, it's a 2 mana 2/3 with Vigilance. And late game, it's a 2 mana 2/3 with Vigilance that can add a creature from your library into your hand. So it's a draw a card. And it's basically free or 1 mana. Wow. That seems like an incredible card. All right, let's see what the rare is. Rezug the Bone Clobber. That is an ugly ass creature. Target, 1 mana, 1 death, 1/3. Target creature in your graveyard perpetually becomes an artifact. You may cast that card this turn. It loses all other card types. Tap. What? Okay, hold on. What does this do? Target creature in your graveyard perpetually becomes an artifact. You may cast that card this turn. What does that mean? Okay, here's what I think it means, chat. Without even looking at chat. I'm guessing that if this card were in your graveyard and you use this effect on it, what would happen is, if it's an artifact, it would lose 2/3, it would lose Vigilance, but keep Domain. And that would be the effect of the artifact? It means that it would perpetually become its own artifact. Thank you. This is very confusing. Yes. I got it? Oh! Oh, baby. I'm ready. Wait, I can turn any... Wait. Chat. Is there a way to turn enemy creatures into artifacts? Because if there is, hypothetically, then we could focus on a deck entirely on artifact or enchantment control or whatever, and just turn creatures into artifacts. Is that a thing we could do? Well, it would technically have Vigilance, but Vigilance doesn't mean anything for non-creatures. Gotcha. Yes! I don't know if the card is in Arena. Oh, okay. Next. Kinda? Not often. Seems like that'd be some Planeswalker shit. Alright, we have some blue flowers. Colossal Growth. What? 1 mana, 1 green. Kicker, red. Target creature gets 3/3 until the end of the turn. If this spell was kicked, instead that creature gets 4/4 and gains trample and haste until the end of the turn. Okay, I don't hate that. Vanquisher's Axe, 1 generic mana. Gain to attack, equip for 2. Yavi Maya Sojourner. Domain. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each basic land type among lands you control. 7 mana, 1 green. Domain. Okay. Domain effect really likes that 7 generic 1 green effect. That seems to be like its thing. This is only worth it in my opinion if you can get that domain effect down to like 4 mana total. If this was a 4 mana card for a 4/6 vanilla, I think that would be good. Anything more is yikesy. Alright, Impulse. He was asking about turning their stuff into artifacts and losing other types, though? Sure. Gary, Domain is a different basic land type. Okay, well, still. So you need 4 colors for it? Sure. Impulse. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest at the bottom of your library in any order. 2 mana, draw a card, but it's a good card. There's better ways to do this, right? Nah. It's nice that you get a great card at a draw, but like, Automatic Librarian enters the battlefield. Scry 2. 3 mana, 3/2? Nah. Trove Mage enters the battlefield. Seek an artifact card from among the top 10 cards of your library, then shuffle. 3 mana, 2/2. That's probably pretty alright. I just don't know how powerful artifacts are in water. You can keep your mana to threaten and draw at the end of the turn. It's very oppressive. Oh, really? Next. Arvod, Weatherlight Smuggler. 1 light, 1 death. Death Touch, Lifelink. 1/1. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, Arvod perpetually gains X, where X is the number of creatures that died this turn. This ability also triggers if Arvad is in your graveyard. Wow. That card seems really good. So you play this shit on turn 2, right? So you have your 1 mana light card or whatever that gets your counter thing started. Then you play this. That 1 card dies. Then this turns into a 2/2 with Death Touch and Lifelink. And if it dies, it's still growing to be summoned later. But if it doesn't... Holy shit. That card seems really good. For like a rush downy kind of deck. Blue has a lot of artifact themes. Blue gets good artifact synergies, but artifacts are usually colors, so most decks could color less, so most decks can play them. Next. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's nice to read up a bunch of cards. I wanted to kind of play the game, but you know what? We're opening a lot of decks, so we can always just play this tomorrow, too. Benelish Knight, Counselor, Enlist. Whenever Benelish Knight enlists a creature, you get a boon with your cast your next creature spell. That's already so complicated. I don't want to read it. Shadow Prop. Oh, I should know. It's a 1 mana 2/1. All right, so great stat line, right? When this creature attacks, you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without summoning sickness. When you do, add its power to this creature until the end of the turn. Whenever you enlist, you get a boon with you. When you cast your next creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter. Okay, this card seems great. You got Ungin. You don't need to open anything else. We do if we want to be consistent. Shadow Prophecy. 2 mana, 1 death. Domain. Okay. Gray shit. Writhing? Necromass. 6 mana, 1 death. This spell costs 1 less for each creature card in your graveyard. Death Touch. 5/5. What? Wait. Hold on. It's a 5/5 with Death Touch. Okay, cool. If you have 5 creatures in your graveyard as death, which is probably trivial, right? This is a 2 mana 5/5 with Death Touch. And you could summon multiple per turn. This card seems fantastic. Yeah? Yeah, I think this card's really, really good. Not exactly trivial, isn't it? Aren't there like a bajillion ways to like, not exile, like, oh, I guess it is exiling, huh? Or like sacrifice a card or whatever? You gotta realize that over 1/3 of your deck is usually lands. Yeah, if you're a loser. That's why you mulligan, son! Lana War Stalker. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Lana War Stalker gets +1 attack until the end of the turn. That seems like a great card to like start the game with. Seems pretty alright. You're sacrificing your late game potential here, but you know, if you're green, do you care? Let's see how your 15 land deck where you mulligan to 3 cards every time goes. Listen, chat, okay, remember, I come from a game where you have 30 cards, and the traditional amount of lands that you have, or shrines in that game, towers, the amount you had was 12, right? 12 out of 30, or, oh fuck, it is 24 out of 60. All right, chat, okay. Okay, chat. Listen, don't give me sass, all right? All right, chat. All right. All right. Next. Academy Wall. 2 mana, 1 water. Defend. You know what I wish, chat? I wish I could see more, like, 4 death cost cards. Or, like, 5 green. Like, I don't really see those. It's all, like, 1. Academy Wall. Defender. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. This ability only triggers once per turn. Meh. Spell Chain Scatter. Kicker. Duplicate that spell into your hand. If the spell wasn't kicked, discard the duplicate at the beginning of your next end cap. Next. We have Gold Flower. Ooh. I think this is worse than just getting a rare card, because I don't actually know what's good or not, so it's probably just going to sit there. Alright, what's the next set, chat? Or are we, like, making a deck now? We could do Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. This feels like some weeb shit. Let's go. Alright, weebs, what you got? Phyrexian Obliterator. Elements the game lets you store mana, and you have a massive base life pool. True. Invoker, Despair, or Phyrexian Obliterator. What? Huh. Check Discord. Trample. 4 death. Whenever a source deals damage to a Phyrexian Obliterator, that source's controller sacrifices that many permanents. What the fuck? Is there a downside to this? It's 4 mana for a 5/5 with trample, and if you block it, you have to sacrifice 2 permanents? Deals damage. So if you block it with 1 creature, you sacrifice a permanent, but if you have to block with 2, you sacrifice 2 permanents. Okay, that seems insane. 5/5 trample, by the way. Nope, no downside. Those were examples of cards with 4 black pips. Why do you call them pips? Listen, pips only exist in one game, and that's Europa Universalis Forum when you talk about generals, okay? Everybody else can't use pips. Covert Technician, 2 mana, 1 water. Ninjutsu. Oh my god, this is so fucking weeb. Please, I'm not even a weeb. Guys, listen. We've had 2 Anime Wednesdays the last 2 weeks. I have had not 1, but 2 people now on Discord ask me about Anime Wednesday today. Guys, I'm not a weeb, alright? Especially because Magic the Gathering has a card in front of me where they put ninjutsu in the game, alright? The downside is that it's easy to kill with hard removal. Not fun for green, though. Whenever Covert Technician deals combat damage to a player, you may put an artifact card with mana value less than or equal to that damage from your hand onto the battlefield. That's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. It's a 3 mana 2/4, right? Nothing else? Alright, I kind of like that card. Ninjutsu, it's Anime Wednesday. Weebs in! Alright, we got 2 Imperial Subduers, 2 neutral, 1 light. Whenever a samurai or a warrior you control attacks alone, tap a target creature you do not control. Chat, I have a question. When it says attack alone, does that mean I consume my entire attack phase on that one creature? Or is it saying the creature has to attack alone, and then I can attack with everything else after it? It does consume the entire turn, unless I have that one samurai thing. All the attack phase on one creature. Yes, pretty much. Okay, thank you. So this card is meh. Also, Human Samurai? That is not a samurai. Coiling Stalker. 1 mana, 1 green. Ninjutsu. With counter. Wow, a lot of like player focused stuff. I don't know how much I like that. On green anyway. Well, blue's a little different, right? Because you have like counter spells and shit. Jukai Preserver. When Jukai Preserver enters the battlefield, put a counter on target creature you control. Channel. 2 mana, 1 green. Discard the Preserver. Put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. It's a 4 mana 4/4 effectively on turn, and the next turn you can pay 3 mana to get another 2 if I could sacrifice this. Okay, Regent's Authority, so it's the Weeb Furry card. 1 light. Target creature gets 2/2 until the end of the turn. If it's an enchantment creature or a legendary creature, instead put a +1 counter on it, and it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. Oh, so it's a permanent bonus. Okay, I kind of like that card, actually. So if you have like that early rushdown deck I talked about, that was the Light Death card, I think. The one that like gives counters if your creatures died on that turn. You would use this, obviously. Weeb Gents a Furry. Look at the rebalance. It only costs 2. Okay, if you're asking me to like understand what the word rebalance is, I am so sorry. Alright, when I said I'm new to this, I really mean it. Virus Beetle, 1 mana, 1 death. When Virus Beetle enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. Next. Reality Heist, 5 mana, 2 water. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal 2 artifact cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Wow. So this is just a draw 2 card thing, but you need like 5 artifacts to make it really, well, even just good. It seems slow.
Once my partner's plan is complete, I'll have what I want.
Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh, 2 mana, 2 blue. If the card you open has 2 cards, one of them is rebalanced to be better or worse than base. What? Whoa, it is cheaper. What the fuck? Wait, what? If the card you open has 2 cards, one of them is rebalanced to be either better or worse than base. So I have a... Oh, no, it is a different card. It's like almost a completely different card. This has 1 less health and 1 less mana. This is 2 with 1 light on a 3/2 versus 1 with 1 light on a 3/1. I still think the 1 with 1 light's better, but I don't know what you mean by rebalance, though. Is the top one the most recent one? Or is it like I can choose either one? All right. 2 mana, 2 blue, 4. The first activated ability of an artifact you activate each turn costs 2 less to activate. Okay. Okay. +1. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact card. -2. Target artifact... Chat, can I have multiple planeswalkers? Could I have, like, 5 of them out? Is that, like, a thing? Draw 2 cards. Okay. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature. If it is not a vehicle, it has a base power and toughness of a 4/4. So, the artifact creature keeps the ability. It just has a power and toughness of a 4/4 creature. The one with the A symbol on the left corner is rebalanced and only available in Magic Arena. Ah, the cheaper one. Gotcha, gotcha. You can have infinite as long as they have different names. Yes, you can have multiple. You can have this, but they can't be on the same field as once. Thank you. -6. You get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control becomes tapped, draw a card. Whoa! I don't know what an emblem is. My guess is it can't be removed. Interesting. Draw a card every time you tap an artifact. All right, cool. Next. So, Zen Smelter. 2 mana, 2/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 1 mana and sacrifice an artifact. If you do, create a 3/1 construct with haste. Okay. Kind of like it, kind of like it. Any legendary permanent, you can only have one with their specific name on the field at once. Ah. Typically, last planeswalker abilities make you win if you can get to it. Golden Tail Disciple. 3 mana. Lifelink 2/3. No. Okay. Moonwalk Puzzle Maker. Whenever Puzzle Maker becomes tapped, scry 1. 3 mana, 1/4 with flying. Wow, that's not great. Oh, Circuit Mender rebalanced. Okay, what does it do here? So this is this is before the rebalance. 3 mana. When a Circuit Mender enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. When the Circuit Mender leaves the battlefield, draw a card. 3 mana, 2/3. Okay, maybe a little weak, but I like the draw effect. Next, rebalance. 3 mana, 2/3. When Circuit Mender enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. When Circuit Mender leaves the battlefield, draw a card. What? That's the rebalance? You get 1 more life? Lame. Alright, what's our rare? Dragon Kami Reborn. What the fuck? As this saga enters, and after your draw step, add a lore counter, sacrifice after 3. You gain 2 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Exile one of them face down with a hatchling counter on it, and then put the rest at the bottom of your library in any order. Okay. Exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control, which becomes a 0/1 egg. Whenever Dragon Kami's egg or a dragon you control dies, you may cast a creature spell from among cards you own in exile with hatchling counters on them without paying its mana cost. Oh! Okay. So it's mana circumvention, right? More like their bad passive effects. They wanted the field. So it's mana circumnavigation, circumcision. It's basically you play this card, and over the next 2 turns, you look at the top 3 cards of your library, you pick one, you exile it with a little counter on there, keeping that in the back of your head. On the 3rd turn, you exile the card, you summon the egg. When the egg dies, or a dragon you control dies, you cast one of those things that you put a token on that you chose earlier, and there you go. That's it. You summon it. Wow, that is so complicated, and it's 3 mana to start. This seems like a terrible card, but all right. Circumvention, thank you. Okay, whatevs. All right, last one for Weeb. Imperial Recovery Unit, 2 mana, 1 light. Whenever Imperial Recovery Unit attacks, return target creature or vehicle card with mana 2 value or less from your graveyard to your hand. 3/4? Crew 2. Tap any number of creatures you control with base power 2 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until the end of the turn. Okay, so it's a 3 mana, 3/4. And whenever you attack, you get a card advantage from a graveyard to your hand, but you have to crew in order to get it out. Okay. I thought all vehicles were neutral mana. I didn't realize they could have, like, a light. Oh, Modern Age? I use that. Vehicles are usually made to mess with new players. Oh. Commune with Spirits. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order for 1 green. I like this card. I like it because it's only 1 green mana, so you can use this on turn 1 and just get an extra land if you need it. Otherwise, if you get it late game, you can pick out an enchantment for 1 mana, which seems like a very fair trade-off. I like it, actually. They should have made the power toughness gray or something. The Modern Age. What the fuck? Okay. Draw a card, then discard a card for 2 turns. Then exile. And it comes back as a flying creature with 2/3. And this is a 2 mana card. Not great. I mean, I guess if you really cared about discard, Voltage Surge. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice an artifact. Yeah, we've already seen that. Seen it. Dismal Backwater. When it enters the battlefield, it's tapped. When Dismal Backwater enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Oh, it's a land. Oh. Water and Death. Web Spinner Cuff. It's a 3 mana 1/4 with reach. Equipped creature gets +1/+4 and has reach. Reconfigure 4. Unattach. Oh. 3 mana enchantment 1/4 in reach. That seems super specific. I like it, okay. Modern Age is like, okay. Next, Teachings of the Karoon. What's this one? 2 mana. Mill 3 cards, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. Then, next turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Then on the 3rd turn, exile it. Whenever Kieran touched attacks, choose 1. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. When you do, create a spirit token. Or exile non-creature card from a graveyard. Oh, exile target creature card or exile non-target creature card. Fuck. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on the target creature you control. Okay, so you're choosing between targeting a non-creature card and creature cards and just exiling them. It's a 1/1 though, and you have to attack with it, so... I mean, I guess for a 2 mana card, there's worse things, right? You have to mill, though. Ugh. Which is interesting. Alright, next. Alright, what's next, chat? We did a newer one. Let's do an older one. Let's do Zendikar Rising. And someone was like, oh, you paid for 2? Here's 3 more. We have Blue Flower, Nimana Skitter Sneak. Human Rogue. Is that a human? Because that looks like a fucking monster. 3 mana, 1 death, 3/4. As long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, the creature gets +1 attack and menace. I don't like it. Next. Blood Price. 3 mana, 1 death. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand, and the rest of the bottom of your library, you lose 2 life. 4 mana, draw 2 decent cards. If I was desperate for draw, but otherwise I feel like there's better sources of draw in this game. Milling is good. Well, there you go. Dauntless Unity. 1 mana, 1 light. Kicker, 1 mana, 1 light. Creatures you control get +1/+1. If the spell was kicked, those creatures get +2/+1 at the end of turn instead. Okay. 2 mana for just 1 extra attack. Okay. Anti-cognition. Like precognition, but anti. Target creature or counter target creature or planeswalker spell unless its controller pays 2 mana. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, instead counter that spell, then scry 2. Okay. So, if the opponent was against me, and I have Unga Bunga as my big guy, the white 8-cost angel dude that we got, which we have 2 of now, this card could be played, and basically I can't use his ability unless I pay 2 extra mana. Okay, it's interesting. I'm so glad when I'm able to leave Journey. I'm so tired of this crappy Wi-Fi. Oh. Well, there you go. Soon you're going to move to Canada. Kenzandu Stomper. 5 mana, 1 green for a 6/5 with trample. When Kenzandu Stomper enters the battlefield, return up to 2 lands you control to their owner's hand. Return up to 2 lands you control to their owner's hand. Why would I want to do this? Why would I want to play a 6 mana 6/5 with trample that returns 2 of my own lands to my hand? What's the point? I thought it was any land, and I was like, oh shit, we're splashing that shit in. You can use his abilities. They only counter the casting of the creature. Oh no, you would play Ugin, and they would cast this in response, so you don't even need you don't even get your Ugin unless you play 2. Oh. If you haven't played a land, you can put the land back, and it becomes untapped. Oh, you can. Oh, it comes untapped. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. Skyclave Cleric. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. 2 mana, 1/3. Skyclave Ballista enters the battlefield tapped. One or the other? Alright. Rare. Archon of Emeria. 2 mana, 1 light. Flying. Each player cannot cast more than 1 spell each turn. Non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Oh, this is like the ultimate fuck you to like multi-land decks. Okay, I don't hate that, chat. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. You can play it as either side of the card. Ah, gotcha. I kind of like it, actually. It basically like screws over double color decks. Next. Akum Warrior. 5 mana, 1 red. Or it's a land. 4/5. Blood Reckoning. 1 death. Kicker 3. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If this spell was kicked, instead return 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Skyclave Sentinel. Kicker 4. Flying Defender 2/3. Oh my god. Scavenge Blade. 1 mana. Fire. Gets 2, or equip for an extra mana. Turn Timber Aesthetic. Gain 3 life. 5 mana, 5/4. Yucky. Disenchant. 1 mana, 1 light. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Okay, kind of like it, but I'm not seeing much land destruction, chat. Yes, white has hate in its color identity and likes to slap people's wrists with a ruler. Ooh. He's a tax player, Pepe Hands. I see it coming. Guys, I just bought real life packs that lets them open on stream. Why does it mix from thirsty dom teacher and racist 10-year-old child? Ah! Next. Coveted Prize. 4 mana, 1 death. What? This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party, which is on the field, right? Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. If you have a full party, you may cast a spell with mana value of 4 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. I don't know what a party is! Canyon Jerboa? Cute. Another Disenchant. Merciless Sproutling. Next. Swarm Shambler. Swarm Chandler enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it. So it's a it's a 1 mana card. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it becomes the target of a spell or an opponent controls, create a 1/1 insect. 1 mana tap, put a +1/+1 counter. The fuck? Excuse me. If you want to save time, you can only read the rare and uncommons. Oh, is it that where all the commons are crappy? All right, chat, you know what I'm going to do, right? We're going to click this button because I want to make a deck. Let's do it. Open all! Ah! Oh, I only get 3 cards? Queen Kayla Bin Krug. Oh, it's only opening the rares. Oh, there we go. 1 fire, 1 light, 1 generic. 4 mana, tap. Discard all cards in your hand, then draw that many cards. You may choose an artifact or creature card with mana value 1 you discarded this way. Then you do the same for artifact or creature cards with mana value 2 and 3. Return those cards to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. What the fuck? Wait. This is a combo card. So I pay 3 mana. So the dream, right? We pay 3 mana. It comes out as a 2/3. Next turn, we have 4 mana. We discard everything. And if I have creatures or artifacts that have a value of 1 and 2 and 3, we play them immediately. Oh, okay. It would be such good commander. Okay, okay. You get them all, they just don't show you. Kind of figured. Hurkyl's Final Meditation. 4 mana, 3 blue. As long as it's not your turn, this spell costs 3 more to cast. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hands. End of turn. End the turn. Holy shit. And it's instant? Exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. The player whose turn it is discards down to their maximum hand size. Damage wears off. End this turn and until end of turn effect ends. Huh. It's the ultimate fuck you? Yeah, I guess. So basically, 7 mana, or if it's your opponent's turn, 10 mana, you just end their turn, right? Non-land permanents? Wait, are creatures permanents, chat? It's instant but not great. Are creatures permanents? If they are, if it weren't instant, that first line would be pretty strange. Next. Soul Partition. 1 mana, 1 light. Exile target non-land permanent. Everything that stays on the field is a permanent. Oh, okay. Exile target creature. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast by an opponent this way costs 2 more to cast. Oh, so you won't want to do this on creatures. Okay. This seems like a crappy card, but alright. I mean, I guess it's like tempo play, but does white need tempo? Auras are permanent as well. Okay, Domineera United. What do we got? Jihora, Ageless Inventor. 1 water, 1 fire. Tap. Or it's a 2/3, 1 mana, 1 fire. Tap. Put 2 ingenuity counters on Jihora. Then you may put an artifact card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, where X is the number of ingenuity counters on Jihora. Oh, it's a mana cheat. Well, it's a slow mana cheat. She's almost like a ramping card. How interesting. She's a ramping card. Huh. Soul Partition is pretty good. Jihora? Yeah. Drag to the bottom. 2 generic, 2 death. Domain. Each creature gets -X until the end of the turn. I'm assuming each creature is yours too. Where X is 1 plus the number of basic land types among lands you control. Okay. Threats detected. Undetected. I was about to say, I detect that threat. Holy shit, chat. What the fuck is this art? Search your library for up to 4 different creature cards with different powers and reveal them. An opponent chooses 2 of these cards. Shuffle the chosen cards into your library and put the rest in your hand. Search your library for up to 4 creature cards with different powers and reveal them. Oh. Wow. So it's 3 mana, draw 2. This is great. Because you can choose any cards in the entire deck that are creatures, right? So just pick 4 creatures that you could want, and you just get 2 of them for 3 mana. Draw me like one of your elf girls? Yeah, I guess. Drag to the bottom comes from the top person? I guess. I like those cards that make your opponent choose how you fuck with them. Cool. Next. New Capenna. He looks like Thanos. Structural Assault. 3 mana, 2 fire. Destroy all artifacts. Then Structural Assault deals damage to each creature equal to the number of artifacts that were put into graveyards from battlefield this turn. Oh, shit. I have to remember, artifacts are not necessarily permanents or creatures. They are just... Artifacts in Magic the Gathering are permanents and elements the game, but permanents and elements the game are not permanents in Magic the Gathering, because you also include creatures under that umbrella. So I have to like make that distinction in my head. Only sorceries and instants are not permanent. Okay. Gotcha. Unlicensed hearse. We've already seen that before. Obama Ascendancy. All right, what do we got here? 1 light, 1 water, 1 death. Whenever you cast a spell, if its mana value is equal to 1 plus the number of soul counters on the card, put a soul counter on the card. Then create a 2/2 white spirit creature token with flying. As long as there are 5 or more soul counters on the card, spirits you control get +3/+3. Oh! Interesting. So if this is an enchantment, I have to put it on a card, right? Wow. This is like a card you build around. It doesn't seem bad, but it just seems like you have to build around it. We found Obama's last name. True. No, enchantments just sit out there, or auras attached to things. So if an enchantment just sits out there, is that considered an artifact? Or is that like a different kind of sit out there thing? Next. Syndicate Recruiter. 2 mana, 1 water, 1 death, flying, ward. When Syndicate Recruiter enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. If there are... Did the music stop? If there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard, conjure a card named Dig Up the Body into your hand. Casualty 1. Oh my god. Mill 2 cards, and then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That is so complicated, chat. I lost interest halfway through it. Next. Diviner of Fates. Light, water, death. When Diviner of Fates enters the battlefield, it connives. Okay. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, seek a card that shares a card type with one of the discarded cards. This ability only triggers once per turn. That is so complicated. These are like really weird, like tricolor shit. Artifacts and enchantments are baseline-like permanents and elements of the game. They function kind of similarly. Oh. No artifacts that attach to this are called equipment or fortifications. Previously, artifacts were colorless generic mana, but that got stepped on a while ago. Okay. Broker Safeguard. 1 light, 1 water. Exile target non-artifact creature you control. It perpetually gains... This creature enters the battlefield with an additional shield counter on it, and then return that card to the battlefield under its opponent's control. Under its owner's control. Exile target non-artifact creature you control. Okay, got it. It perpetually gains. This creature enters the battlefield with an additional shield counter on it. Return that card to the battlefield under the owner's control. So this is good if you have like an effect that's like when the card is played, right? Because that's what this does more than anything else. Okay, interesting. Next. All right, more anime. Kami of Morning enters the battlefield. Target creature you control or creature card in your graveyard perpetually gains. Yep. Bosaiju Pathlighter. 2 mana, 1 green. When Pathlighter enters the battlefield, draft a card from the spell book. Okay. I don't know what a spellbook is. Survives board wipes. Yeah, because of the shield counter. Does it? Exiles counter their kill ability. Ah, I gotcha. Molten Impact. 1 mana, 1 fire. Okay. Okay, let's just blow through these because... Oh, there's the music. Okay, I was about to say... Okay, so we got a Curse of Hospitality, 2 mana, 1 fire, Enchant Player. Creatures attacking Enchanted Player have Trample. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to Enchanted Player, that player exiles the top card of their library. Until the end of the turn, that creature's controller may play that card and spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. Huh! It's interesting. Alright, what's next? We have a Another orange one, so that means we have another like ultra mythic rare or whatever we can do. So that's like our third or fourth. And then we get Hullbreaker Horror, but it was like revamped. So let's read the unrevamped one first. 5 mana, 2 blue. Kraken Horror, 7/8. 7 mana, 7/8. Ooh. Flash. Ooh. This spell cannot be countered. Okay. Whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1. Return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Whenever you cast a spell. Oh, interesting. So it's a 7 mana, 7/8 that can be summoned at any time, and your opponent can't do jack shit about it? Okay, what was the revamped one? 5 mana, 2 blue, 7/8, flash. Whenever you cast a spell. Oh, but this one doesn't have the spell can't be countered thing. Oh, I gotcha. So it was nerfed. Okay. I can't believe they made it better. Wait, no, they nerfed it, didn't they? No, I said it. Let's read the top one first. That's the unrevamped one. Yeah, they nerfed it, right? Ah, so it was OP. So now you can counter it, but if you don't counter it, you're still fucked, right? Okay. Gotcha. Next. Another revamp. So what do we got? 2 mana, 1 water. Patrician Geist. Flying. Other spirits you control gain +1/+1. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less to cast. 3 mana, 2/2. Alright, what's the remake? 3 mana, 2/2, flying. Other spirits you control get 1/1. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less water to cast. If it doesn't require water, then it costs 1 to cast. What? It's a nerf, obviously, but what's the nerf? What was the combo? Because this is just 1 generic less, and this is 1 water less, but if it doesn't require water, then it's 1 less. What's the... What? No, it's a buff? Why? Why is it a buff? Because you would only play this in, like, mono water decks or something? Okay. Pithing Needle. 1 generic mana. As Pithing Needle enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name cannot be activated unless they're mana abilities. Wow, this is banned from, like, everything. What the fuck? It's a buff. It can pay the blue-colored part on the card's cost, not just generic. Oh, I get it. Okay, thank you. Pithing Needle is amazing. When Pithing Needle enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Okay, I choose a 7 mana creature. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name cannot be activated unless they're mana abilities. What does that mean? I choose Ungen. Enjoy. Okay, but it's an artifact. So if I destroy the artifact, I win, right? I'm going to play a control deck. This wouldn't affect me. Now your Ungen is a big paperweight because its abilities can't be activated. Why? Can't I just destroy this? But it's 1 mana? Okay, but you can only have 4 of them in the fucking deck. It's a 1 mana artifact and it cucks you? Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll trust you guys over me. It seems like an okay card, but it's more annoying than it is good. I think. Hollowed Respite. 1 light, 1 water. Exile target non-legendary creature. Okay. Then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Put a 1/1 counter on it. Otherwise tap it. Flashback. 1 light, water. Okay. Next. Cyclone Summoner. 5 mana, 2 blue. Giant Wizard. When Cyclone Summoner enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hand except for giants, wizards, and lands. Whoa. So it's a 7 mana 7/7 where you just wipe the board clean of everything. Wow, I can imagine this fucking over token decks, right? Because you have all those tokens in your hand now, and you have to, like, discard them all, right? It's good because it needs an answer. Doesn't see a lot of play in the main board, but it's a good sideboard card. Oh, I don't know what that means, but oh. All right, what do we got here? We have Gold Flower and a remake and a buffed or nerfed card. So Alrund's Epiphany, 7 mana, 5 generic, 2 water. Create 2 1/1 blue creature tokens with flying. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile this. What? Foretell. During your turn, you may pay 2 mana and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on its later turn for its Foretell cost, which is 4 generic, 2 blue. So this is just take an extra turn. This is broken, right? There's a reason you don't see this in card games. It's broken, like you get an extra turn. Basically, you pay 2 to set it side face down and then play it for later for cheaper. Foretell is setting a trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh! But for 2 mana. Okay, that makes sense to me. It's the take the extra turn. Alright, what's the nerfed version? Because that card did not get buffed. 7 mana. Take an extra turn after this one. If this spell was foretold, create 2 creatures with flying. Exile this. What the fuck? What was nerfed? Oh, you have to foretell it to summon the creatures with flying? Does that matter at all? Oh, the foretell cost is higher too. Okay. Oh, I get it. Okay. The foretell cost is higher. It was, previously it was 4 mana, 2 blue, and now it's 5 mana, 2 blue. And you don't get the creatures until you actually foretell it. Still seems like an incredible card though. Oh my god. 7 mana, take an extra turn. Jesus Christ. That seems great. I think that card's fantastic still. Next. You can chain extra turns. Phoenix of Ash. 1 generic, 2 fire. Phoenix. Flying. Haste. Phoenix of Ash gets 2 attack until the end of the turn for 3 mana. Escape. 4 mana. Exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. Phoenix of Ash escapes with 1/1 counters on it. You may cast this card from your graveyard. Oh, it's like Phoenix and Elements the Game. Hold on, chat. Hold on. I'm going to show you a card game that I do know very well. And I'll show you guys this version of it. Okay, so this is Elements the Game version. This is Phoenix. 7 fire, 7/1. Phoenix turns to ash when killed. Oops. Oh, show me goddamn... Whatever. Ash is a card that just automatically appears on the field, and you pay a certain amount of fire cost. I think it was 2 fire, and you revive Phoenix. And it comes back, and it's actually pretty good. So in order to kill Phoenix as an enemy player or as you have to kill it, and then you have to hit it again because it's like a 0/1 Ash. That's this version's game of it, or version of it. It was just F. 0/5 Ash. Oh, was it a 0/5 Ash? There you go. Oh, no, it was 0/7 or 0/5. I do remember it being the reverse. Ash is a 10-year-old who buys Pokemon. Yeah. So this is that, but if you pay the escape cost, it comes back stronger. Also, hello N19. I see you lurking there. Think you can get away without me seeing you there. I see you lurking there. Woe Strider. 2 mana, 1 death. When the fucking Wendigo enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 white goat creature token. Sacrifice another creature, scry 1. Escape for 5 mana. Exile 4 other cards from your graveyard, and it escapes. Okay. Doesn't seem that good anyway. I don't know. Wave Break Hippocamp. 2 mana, 1 water, horsefish. Yeah. Okay. Were they desperate for some ideas, chat, on like cards? Because horsefish is definitely like onion levels of parody for like what a card game would be. Like, do you guys know that one guy who's the Asian guy with like the glasses and he's like overweight and he like rates soup and stuff, and like ravioli and shit, like Chef Boyardee, that guy. And he has like a fake card game about cows. Like this card, like I play my horsefish. Like that kind of deal. Is that kind of desperation, chat? Horsefish. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, draw a card. 3 mana 2/2, potentially draw a card. Would I play a 3 mana 2/2 that drew a card at the end of my turn? Once. Probably I would play that. Yeah, that seems pretty good. So, but this one has card investment to even draw the card. I don't like this. Nah, I don't like it. Like, you have to play an instant card, and then you just draw one to replace it. I don't know. Not my thing, chat. Okay, now let's make a deck. But this time, now that I know what I'm doing, let's look at a few things here. I want to see. We need land destruction. So I need sorcery. Rarity, mythic, rare. Okay. Because I have a bunch of mythic rare stuff I can craft. Alright, what is this? Target player draws 7 cards for 7 mana. No. Destroy all creatures. For each non-creature token destroyed this way, you create a tapped treasure token. Alright. Snowborn Simulacra. Conjure a duplicate. I'm scared of clicking, chat. Don't craft it. No. Okay, I didn't even want to press anything. Check Discord. Sorry. What's on Discord? Rekindling Phoenix. 4 mana. Flying. When Rekindling Phoenix dies, create a 0/1 elemental token with at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this creature and return the card named Phoenix. Yeah, this is that card. That's kind of funny. Yeah, that's closer to like Elements the Game Phoenix. Poggy's building a deck. Yes. But what if the instant card you play also draws you a card? Oh. Probably don't click sorcery. Go with any card type. Oh, wait. What do you need me to click? Go on the right. Select historic if you want to play land destruction. Oh. Okay. Okay, I wish there was like a search way. All right, I wish there was a way to like search. Ooh. I wish the way to like target player takes an extra turn after this one. What the fuck? Water loves its extra turns, huh? Do I want to play historic, chat? Oh, I have to, like, make it. Ooh, I don't know if I want to make it like that, chat. I don't know if I want to make a historic deck, though. Like, if I just played online, like, regular ranked. Not like, fucking, here's my fucking card that's, like, $500 IRL. Okay, hold on. What is, like... I wish there was a way to just see, like, what is... Okay, this is my complaint about Magic the Gathering. There's too many ways to play the game. Just let me fucking play ranked. What is playing ranked? Play. Find match. What is brawl? Ranked. What is ranked? This. What mode is this? If I made a deck and I clicked this ranked button, what mode of play is this? It's like either best of 1 or best of 3. That still doesn't answer my question. Like, what cards am I allowed to play in ranked if I clicked that button? Standard or historic? Okay. Now, standard, are you talking like Hearthstone standard, where it's like everything is available? Or is it like on a rotation? Because if it's on a rotation, then we're going to do that. Chat, there's no standard. Oh, yes, there is. Standard. Okay, this is what we want. All right. Okay, this is what I can dig. All right. This I can handle. All right, so now we're going to search We're gonna look for mythic rares. And we're gonna look for preferably something that can destroy lands of any kind, because I have to fuck people over at least one way, right? Let's go to the high mana cost ones. Oh my god, there's so many! What the fuck? You can't play land destruction in standard. Not enough cards for it. Well, I'm not saying every card needs to be like that, but you know, at least one. I think you need to finish the tutorial or skip it. We'll figure it out. Okay. Portal of Phyrexia. Each opponent sacrifices 3 creatures. Trample. When you cast this spell, and whenever you use Cityscape Leveler attacks, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone. Okay. I'm just looking for some things to build around. I don't know, chat. We'll see. It doesn't have to be land destruction, to be fair. It doesn't have to be land destruction. It can be anything. Search for destroy target land. I can't search, can I? Oh, I can search. Oh, there is a search function. You're a genius. Destroy target permanent. Sorry, I didn't see the search function there. I don't. Thank you. Okay, what is this? Urza, Lord Protector. 1 light fire. Artifact, instant, and sorcery spells. Sorry. Artifact, instant, and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. 7 mana. If you both own and control Urza, Lord Protector, and an artifact named Mightstone and Weakstone, exile them, then meld them into Urza Planeswalker. Activate only as a sorcery. Urza. You may activate the loyalty abilities of Urza Planeswalker twice per turn rather than only once per turn. Target instant cast this turn costs 2 less. Draw 2 cards. Create colorless tokens. Exile target non-land permanent. Artifacts, planeswalkers you control, gain indestructible until end of turn. Destroy all non-land permanents. Okay. Destroy target permanent you own. No! No! It's not right, chat. Pay 2 life. Add 1 mana of any color. Pay 3 life. Proliferate. Okay. Pay 4 life, draw a card. Pay 5 life, oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, no. Pay 5 life, untap. Okay. They always add non-land these days. Cowards. Cityscape Leveler. Trample. Okay. So, destroy target land. Oh, Silverback Elder. 2 mana, 3 green. Whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest at the bottom of your library. Gain 4 life. What if we search for land, but only search non-land cards? Maybe that's better? Oh, I'm looking at mythic rares. Oh, shit. Hold on. Destroy target permanent. No cards can be found. Did I spell permanent wrong? I bet I did. Let me scroll up chat here. Permanent. Destroy target permanent. Oh, whoops. I spelled destroy wrong. Sorry. Destroy. Yes. Phasing of Zolfer. Read ahead. I like how it's just like, listen, just read it. Another target non-land permanent phases out. It cannot phase in for as long as you control this. Destroy all creatures for each controller. Deal a token. Okay. Enchant artifact or creature you control. Okay. Invasion. No. Nope. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. If that permanent's mana value is 3 or less, proliferate, which is choose any number of permanents in our players and give each other counter for each kind already there. I don't know what that means, but all right. Are we looking for historic stuff? No, we're just trying, guys, we're not just playing land destruction. It's ultimately control is what we're playing, right? Our win condition is Urg, or whatever that angel thing is. That's our win condition, right? But our ultimate control point is control. And if that means we have to destroy lands, that would be preferable. But it's not the only way we can win. Whenever Glissa Sunslayer deals combat damage to a player, choose one. Destroy target enchantment. Remove it to 3 counters. Skyfisher Spider. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent. When Spiderfisher dies, you gain 1 life for each creature card in your graveyard. Obscura Charm. Choose one. Return target multicolored permanent card with the amount 3 or less from graveyard to tapped. Counter target instant or sorcery spell. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana 3 or less. That's pretty decent, but you need like a bunch of splash, right? Void Rend. This spell cannot be countered. Destroy target non-land permanent. Man, they really want to promote that like light blue death kind of vibe, right? Wait, Ungin is not in standard? Oh. Fuck. That's fine. We have multiple mythic thingies we can win with, alright? It's okay. It's okay, chat. Let's see. 1 mana, Goblin Firebomb. Flash. 7 mana, tap. Sacrifice Firebomb. Destroy target permanent. Okay, chat. We have control. Alright? Listen. Here's what we do. There has to be ways of getting this shit back into my hand. Okay? 8 mana, destroy target permanent. It's okay. It's okay. We can do this. We have green, okay? Green can be my win condition. So here's what I'm thinking, chat. Maybe we could play a green death deck that allows me to constantly cycle Firebomb. Is there any way to cheat the mana cost on this, chat? Fall of Krug. Wait, what's Fall of Krug? Fall of Krug? The fuck is Fall of Krug? Is that in this? I don't see it. Oh my god. Yeah, just 8 mana plus some form of recurring in order to destroy a land. Yeah, but not by much. It doesn't have to be much, alright? There's not that many lands in the game. Remember, they can only play 1 land per turn, chat. So my logic is, if we can cheat the mana cost and we just keep cycling this shit, I bet we could do it. And not only that, chat, it's a flash. So here's what I want to do. Even if it's bad gameplay, I want them to play a land and then instantly flash this out and just kill the land out of spite. Okay? I have no idea what's in standard. I haven't kept up with Magic. Oh. Remember, most decks only need like 4 to 5 lands on the field to win. Well, that's why we're going to play green. So we can kill them before they get to 4 lands. Fall of Krug specifically destroys a land. It's a red sorcery. Fall of Krug. What? Okay, what is this? Goblin Firebomb and Krug. Fall of Krug. 4 mana, 2 fire. Choose target opponent. Destroy target land that player controls. The Fall of Krug deals 3 damage to that player and 1 damage to each player they control. Each creature they control. Oh. So we could go green-red hybrid, right? We could go green-red hybrid, try to cheat out a bunch of mana, get this guy out there for 6 mana to destroy a land, and we could just cycle this and Goblin, which is an artifact. That's much more viable. Tezzeret can reduce the activated ability cost of your Goblin Firebomb. Tezzeret. Okay, what's Tezzeret? Tezzeret. Oh, I have this. Oh, shit. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature. Oh, no, it says destroy itself, though. That's not very cool. You get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control becomes tapped, draw a card. Yeah, this wouldn't... Oh! The first activated ability of an artifact you activate each turn costs 2 less to activate. Ooh! So we don't need green, right? Could we go blue-red? But that's going to take a while to get this ramping. It does mean we don't need 8 mana to cast the fucking thing. But we do need a way to constantly cycle the artifact to get... Okay, let's do it, chat. So we're going to add this in. Don't fucking craft it. Just add it. 24 islands. Fuck you. Yeah, okay, calm yourself, tits. Okay. Now, we have Tezzeret. We have, fucking Krug. I think we could do this, chat, but we're not gonna craft it yet. Don't worry. Yeah, but blue has a lot of control to help you get there. Just don't touch Lance for now. It's auto-balancing. Do it at the end. Craft button is looking a lot like destroy your volley support. Listen, chat. Relax. All right, I'm gonna get there. Okay. What's goblin? Where's my goblin fire thing? Firebomb. Okay, this is a common card, right? I can't really tell. I think it is, right? 17. And I can get 4 per deck? Okay, that's fine. Krug is... I have 18, so that's fine too. So I can get 4 of those. So that's 9 cards. And I'm assuming I can only have 1 Tezzeret, right? That's like a one and done deal. It's drawn by Brian Soda. Oh, that's cute. This is Storm Cascade in the making. Since you have Tezzeret, you can add Training Grounds for synergy with his -2. Pog. Ooh. If you click them, you can add them to your deck without crafting them, so you can plan your deck properly. You sure about that? Are we sure about that? Oh, yeah, you're sure about that. Sick. Thank you. Goblin Fire. Okay, so now we have 9 cards, and you said Training Grounds? Training Grounds. 1 water. Enchantment. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost 2 less to activate. This effect cannot reduce the mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. So between Tezzeret and 4 Training Grounds... Wait, hold on. Fucking, these stack. So I can get this shit down to 0 mana, right? As long as it's the first ability every turn. Otherwise, it's 1 mana. Ooh. Oh, Training Ground is rare. Well, that's fine. I have a bunch of, I have 8 golden ones to use. So I'm fine with that as long as it's like our only rares. Training Ground is only creature abilities, right? Yeah, this makes it a creature. The problem is, chat, here's the issue. The sacrifice is the deal, right? The sacrifice is the problem. Yeah, we can make it 0 mana, but it's just going to kill itself. And the -2 only works, like, 2 times. So, I'm going to need more than 1 Tezzeret if we're going to do that. Which I can do. I have multiple, I have 5 orange things. So I could craft 4 of these puppies if I really wanted to. So, speaking of which, chat, can I have more than 1 Tezzeret out at a time? So basically, now we have a 3-card combo that costs like 9 mana to destroy a single permanent. No, chat! It's better than that, okay? If we have like 3 Training Grounds out, and 3 Tezzerets and like 3 Firebombs, what I'm doing is destroying like 3 lands for like 2 mana every turn, okay? That's what I want, alright? And we're a bunch of control decks too. Again, this is just our win condition. If we just kill all the lands, we win, okay? Now, there's a couple of problems here, chat. We need creatures. We need creatures with activatable abilities that are kind of expensive to justify using Training Grounds. That's what we're gonna want, I think. Drafna? The fuck is a Drafna? 1 mana, 1 water. 2/1. Return target artifact you control to its owner's hand. 3 mana, tap. Copy target artifact spell you control. But this becomes a 1 mana tap, right? With Training Grounds. So this is really 1 mana tap or 1 mana return target artifact you control to its owner's hand. Okay. I want to live in Gary's magical Christmas land where he can do this and not get slaughtered. Listen, chat, we're getting there. Don't worry about it, all right? This is going to be a thing. Now, here's the question, chat. What? We're going to search now, and we're going to search by artifact. Preferably artifact creatures, ideally. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for things with an expensive ability that kind of can justify this, preferably with water or fire. Okay, and I like how I still am seeing light mana things. Which is kind of annoying. What do we got here? Hypnotic Grifter Connives. Now I'm like looking at all these abilities. I'm like, ooh, cheap stuff. In fact, let's just look at fire. Sacrifice an artifact or land. Draw a card, which is now a 1 mana tap. Is it whenever it dies, destroy a target permanent? No, it's just when it's sacrificed. Okay. Or tapped, I guess. He's going to use his wild cards for this, lose, and then stop playing because he'll have no wild cards left. Check Inventive Iteration. Inventive Iteration. Don't worry, Geargate. It would be my thing. And hey, worst comes to worst, we just make a new account. That was all promo cards, remember. Inventive Iteration. Return up to 1 target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Return up to 1 target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Return an artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. If you can't draw a card, exile this. Flying. Whenever you cast a spell, your opponents can't use spells with the same mana value as that spell until your next turn. Okay, so this will work 4 times. It's a rare, so I could craft 4 of them. That's a rare. That's a common. That's a rare. Okay, so I already have my rares consumed. Would I rather copy or would I rather revive? I feel like I'd rather just copy, right? That way Tezzeret can just kind of work forever. It's interesting. Not really worth it, though. Silver is uncommon. This is uncommon? What is common, then? Check Otawara Soaring City. Otawara. Otawara Soaring City. Legendary land. Tap. Add water. Channel 3 mana water. Discard this card. Soaring City. Return target artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. No, this isn't that useful, right? The whole point of Goblin Firebomb is that it sacrifices itself to destroy a land, right? If you want to play land destruction control, why standard and not historic? Because standard people are fucking wussies who don't want to deal with land destruction decks. And I want to make them cry. The symbol on Goblin Firebomb is black. It's common. Krug is silver. Uncommon. Oh, I thought that was blue. Okay, well, that's the same to me. Yeah, but you'll need to get it back. You can only copy the spell. So you won't be able to use it many times, even if you copy it as you... Wait, what? Yeah, but you'll need to get it back. You can only copy the spell. You won't be able to use it many times, even if you copy it as you cast. I am so confused. Guys, I'm going to describe how this deck works so far. You tell me if I'm correct. I play Goblin Firebomb, the artifact, right? For 1 mana, or flash, or whatever, right? For 7 mana, I can tap it and destroy a target permanent. When I do, I have to sacrifice Goblin Firebomb. It goes into the graveyard, right? And that's the end of the card. Now, there are things we can do to mess with this, right? Drafna says Copy target artifact spell you control. The copy becomes a token. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Goblin Firebomb. Then we're going to play Drafna on it with that effect. Then this card's effect becomes 7 mana, tap, sacrifice Drafna, destroy a target permanent, right? Am I describing this correctly? I don't think any player will expect land destruction, but you at least might be able to do it in Historic. No, we have to win. We have to beat the tryhards, chat. Drafna lets you bounce and copy every turn for 2 mana with Training Grounds out. There's no point in bouncing though, right, chat? What's the point? We can't destroy a permanent and bounce something back into my hand. Well, you don't sacrifice Drafna, but yes. What? Wait. You're telling me that if I use Goblin Firebomb's ability on Drafna... Oh, the token dies! Oh, wait. The copy becomes a token. So the token gets sacrificed. Oh, shit. Well, what the fuck are we using Krug for? In fact, why do we even have fire in this? So, we don't need Krug. I mean, it's okay. It's just, wouldn't we rather play Goblin Firebomb for 1, then play Drafna, have the thing out, have Training Rounds to just reduce the ability, and we have, like, a fucking super fast deck. Like, super snappy fast, right? You say token, then you can return the original and recast it. You don't need Krug. And the deck became blue-white Wrath control? Yeah, I don't think we need Krug. Fuck Krug. Okay, so this is our basic combo, chat. We're going to have 4 Tezzerets, don't worry. So we're going to have Tezzerets. That just kind of turns these things directly into artifacts, and it gives me, like, draw shit, whatever, right? So, here's what we do. We have... That's our basic combo. Firebomb, Drafna the Firebombs to create a token. Training Grounds affect the tokens. Because tokens are creatures. So, we can reduce the cost down to like 5, 3, 1 mana potentially, right? And if Tezzeret's out, which for 4 mana, with 4 Tezzerets, gonna be pretty common, the cost should go to 0 as far as I can tell. Now all we need, chat, is a way to bounce creatures. Now, I don't know what it's called in this game. Return target creature to hand. Preferably water or light. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Are we doing it? Oh, chat. Am I playing this card? Oh, that seems like a pretty good card, chat. Pretty good card. What rarity is it? Oh, fuck, it's goddamn rare. That's rare. That's rare. How expensive is a card like Drafna? If I had to buy it, like 50 cents a piece, I'd pay $2 for it. Huckbreaker Pog, because this shit's probably expensive. Wait. If I added this, which version am I getting? Wait, I'm getting the buffed version? I'm getting the this spell can't be countered version? Am I dumb? Am I crazy? With this... Why do I get the good version? Because we're playing standard? I think the nerf is only in historic, not in standard. Oh, cool. All right, so we'll imagine we have 4 of those. Well, no, do I need 4 of those? Maybe just like 2 of those? Buying wild cards in Arena is hella expensive. Okay. Yeah, in Standard, you get the OG version. Okay, okay. Well, that's a thing to remember. What's this? Because people didn't answer me. I think I can have more than one Planeswalker out. So what's this? 5 mana. Whenever you draw a card, put a loyalty counter on him. 0, draw a card. Create a 2/2 spirit creature token with vigilance. Target opponent chooses a permanent they control and returns it to its owner's hand. Then they shuffle each non-land permanent they control into its owner's library. Can I go left, please? Okay, what do we got here? Moonshare Specialist. When Moonshare Specialist enters the battlefield, return up to one target creature to its owner's hand. 2 mana, 1 water. Return an unblocked attacker you control into your hand. Put this card into the battlefield from your hand, tapped and attacking. Wait. The fuck? Wait. Chat. Am I reading this right? I thought Ninjutsu was like to enable the ability, but it's not. So this is telling me that if I played it as a 3 mana, 1 water, I could return Drafna to my hand. Okay, understood. I could, from my hand, play a 2 mana, 1 water, and as long as Drafna is an unblocked attacker, meaning probably a turn after Summoning Sickness, we return Drafna to my hand, and this card goes on the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Yes? You'll want a way to get to late game? We'll get there, chat. Wait, Alloy Animus. Turn any artifact you control into a creature. That's not really that big of a concern, chat. We already have 4 Tezzerets, okay? Things turning into creatures is like the easiest thing in the world. It's more like I want to keep cycling out because the idea is we're going to have a bunch of training grounds out. Well, we need draw now. We're going to have a bunch of training grounds out. We have Drafnas with like a 1 mana tappable ability to get out Firebomb copies, tokens, that then only cost like 1 to 3 to maybe 5 mana a piece. And we're going to keep shuffling out lands, right? But the idea is I want to be able to keep bouncing Drafnas in and out of my hand to keep doing spells, right? To keep summoning artifacts with Goblin Firebomb. This is perfect, chat. Listen, all right? I'm cooking something good, all right? But Drafna untaps every turn. I can't decide if this is worse than the PoE builds. It's not. It'll win. It'll win, chat. You guys laugh at this now, but just you wait. Just you wait. What does this say? You may wait, what? You may discard a card. When you do, return target permanent card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Okay, that wouldn't matter on this. Okay. Whenever Artifact of Restoration attacks or blocks, create a 1/1 colorless spirit token. Interesting. So I could get this from my graveyard extremely easily if I wanted to. So why do you need to bounce Drafna? The reason why is because the whole combo is training grounds. Assume I have like 2 training grounds out, right? Just 2 of them, right? No Tezzeret or anything, just 2 training grounds. So with 2 training grounds, what we're going to do is we're going to play a Goblin Firebomb for 1 generic mana. We are going to play a Drafna for 2 mana. And then we will tap it on the turn it comes out to bring out a copy, a token of Firebomb, which gets affected by Training Grounds, which means its ability is only going to cost 3-ish mana. Sometimes 5, sometimes 1, but 3-ish on average, right? Cheaper if we get a 4 mana Tezzeret out, right? And because of that, if I keep bouncing Drafnas, I keep getting Firebombs that can be casted for cheap, and the opponent has no lands, and I win the game. You can't activate tap abilities on creatures if they have Summoning Sickness. It's okay, chat. It's all good. Listen, we have 4 Drafnas, okay? We're invincible. Plus, there's ways to fix that. There's ways to get our, like, hexproof and shit. All we need now, chat, let's think about what we need so far. We need draw. We need lands. Let's assume we have, like... fuck. Just erase all. Get rid of all this. Okay, fine. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. Land. Water. Okay, let's assume... Wait, where are my lands? Am I dumb? Hello? Oh, land. Okay, let's assume we have, like, There, 24 islands, okay? So now we have 21 cards. We have 21 cards, chat. To have draw? Wait, does Tezzeret draw? Bless. Okay. Oh, shit. Hold on. Big braining it. Tezzeret's ability is draw 2 cards, and we can get rid of the double discard as long as we sacrifice an artifact card. We could get it back that way. That's kind of cute. But there's no point because it's 1 mana anyway. So Tezzeret draws and shuffles through a lot of our deck. And if we have 2 Tezzerets out, because I'm assuming you can have more than 1 Tezzeret. Actually, I guess Tezzeret -2 and Hullbreaker can win. Yes! Yes! Blessed. Wait, what does Tezzeret and Hullbreaker do? Tezzeret's just -2 of an artifact ability, but Hullbreaker doesn't do anything besides just bounce Drafna. Tezzeret draws, yeah. Is that enough card draw, though? Just 4 Tezzerets and that's it? Oh, I guess I should put more Tezzerets in the deck, yeah? Hold on. Okay, so now we have 18 cards to do whatever we want with. Basically, we need survival, chat. We need survival and everything. Okay, chat. That's going to be the end of the stream. Somebody's ringing my doorbell. I have to end this, like, ASAP. I am so sorry. Normally, I don't do this. We're going to continue this tomorrow. Trust me. We will continue this tomorrow. This is actually really fun to me. And we have to win with this deck, okay? This deck has the following issues. Must be 60 cards. Yes. Okay, I gotta go. Okay, guys, I love you. Goodbye. Mwah. Okay, tomorrow we'll talk about anime because I'm gonna watch that show tonight. All right, goodbye. Hold on. Goodbye. I don't know who's still here, but just for you. Good night, kiss. Mwah.